What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Esports Arena Online. Luke, Shimon, Hebrew, and Spirits in the house, as always, on a fine Friday afternoon for some TFT action. We are jumping right into that with our first round of the day here. We got about 28 players today, so we're currently rocking 4 lobbies that are going to be boiling us down to our semifinals of our top 16 players, meaning the top 4 players in each one of these lobbies will be advancing. And I'd say overall, I've only played PvE in the last 2 weeks, so I'm probably going to missay everything. And yes, today we are giving away Red Bull. That is what you just heard crack open. Ignore the exclamation point in chat. Sorry, yes, and it is delicious. Yes. Okay, we're doing trivia questions today. All day in chat as always. Actually, we're not doing trivia questions. We're just doing exclamation point giveaways, which means all you got to do is be active in chat today. And I'm just going to send you Red Bull because that's the kind of guy that I am. I'm a giver. And speaking of givers, Noel TFT is also a giver, and he's who we're jumping on first with here in this first game of the day. And yes, I know, guys, this isn't your flashy PvE. There's no battle cast units. There's no ergots. But on the hype side, guys, there is still Darius, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. We might get some good, solid quality dunks as he's going for a kind of a space pirate opening.
God, it's upsetting. Is there a release date for the PvE client to actually hit live?
That is a great question. Let's Google it.
Yeah, because I was actually looking forward to seeing the new PvE client if it was on live today, but unfortunately that is not the case.
Yeah, that would have been actually really awesome to see it, to have a tournament for it, run right away. But I think that we're going to have to wait at least one more week, as I believe it does come out next week on Tuesday. So we should be able to have it by next week on Friday for our tournament.
Cool stuff. Okay. Looking forward to that.
I low-key wanted that rod, but I guess.
Yep, that's always the best part, right? When a bunch of new stuff comes out and nobody's really fully sure what the best thing is yet, so we get to just see a good variety of team comps and units used and whatnot, instead of once when a meta gets a little bit more stale and we kind of see the same comps that we usually see. Luckily, Riot does update every 2 weeks or so it's never that close to being the same, but and of course the galaxies too make it pretty fresh.
Yeah,
at least we usually get some fresh content.
Yeah, will be interesting seeing how the meta evolves with the new units and the new universes getting implemented.
Yeah, and I expect a lot of the same, right? Because again, it is still the base set that we're all used to, just with a couple of those changes and updates. So a lot of what we'll see, probably at least initially, is what we're used to seeing. Those the classic infiltrator mech comps and the rebel comps and the space bros and all those comps that we've seen already happen in this set. People basically get to retry those comps and reinvent those comps with the new units and the new updated items and give them another shot and see what kind of reigns supreme.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see a Space Jam comp relevant. I mean, I just remembered the Vanguard comp.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, we've been playing a little TFT, so I know you've been digging your Vanguards.
Yeah. So I'm really interested to see if next week maybe we'll see a 6 Vanguard comp in the meta. I'm crossing my fingers, but I'm hoping someone runs it. And it does well. So, but that's in the future. Let's focus on this week's tournament.
Yes, this week's tournament does still exist. So here we are, looking like a pretty strong opening actually coming out from Noel here. It's just full 2-star Rebel opening. It's just ridiculous. That early game shield and boosted attack damage just really gives you such an advantage above most of the early game traits. And then of course he also has GA, great early game item, already fully built on a Darius, with that space pirate kind of backup for damage and that boosted gold too. So really overall, I'd say pretty strong opening coming out here from Noel. And the only thing I guess he's missing is kind of a win streak. It looks like he did end up taking a couple losses, or actually just one loss, that kind of broke his win streak. So that's definitely a little unfortunate, as he would have loved that boosted gold, but I'm sure the space pirates are making up for it.
Yeah, wait, what did Noel ended up placing last week? Because I know he was in the top 3, but I don't remember if he ended up placing first, second, or third. Do we remember?
1 second, timeout. Hopper in chat. Yes, all the players are playing from home, which means anybody can join these tournaments. Exclamation point, sign up. Feel free to sign up yourself for next week. And they mostly are all streaming it. I won't say like every single individual player because a couple of them do not, and you don't have to. However, the majority of our players do stream it as that's how we produce our streams. So, sorry, what were you saying, Shane? What you got for me?
No, I was just curious about Noel. I know it was his first time, I believe, playing last week. And I know that he did end up breaking into that top 3 in our final lobby. So I didn't know if he ended up placing first, second, or third. I know it came down to a really close battle down to the last match to decide who got that first place. So I was just curious where he ended up.
Noel actually placed 7th last week.
Really?
In the final lobby. Obviously, he made it to the final lobby, and last week was like a 40-man bracket. So
gotcha.
It's a trait in itself. However, that last final game, he did not roll those dice, and he ended up landing in 7th place for the final lobby last week.
Dang. Okay, I thought he placed a little higher, but hey, still good showing from him.
Made more money than he spent, so that's what we call a win. That's cool. I may have like a 40-second delay. Yeah, I mean technically, we're watching a stream of a stream, right? So it's like you guys are watching us watch a stream, right? So there's kind of like 2 layers of delay there. So technically, if you were to go to the streamers stream themselves, as you can see in the top left corner, we always feature the stream link there. So if you want to go over to twitch.tv/NoelTFT, you'll then essentially see probably that 10 seconds or so, 15 seconds, whatever it is. Actually, it's probably less, like 7 seconds or something. But you'll see that difference there, essentially.
or something, but I think this is fine.
Yeah, the update trailer.
I got the econ up if I'm gonna
I don't think I saw an update trailer today. Was it like a TFT update trailer, Loco Croco?
So now
I did not see one, but
this guy has Brawler Blasters. Looks like he's just going conventional Brawler Blasters though.
yeah, TFT update. Ooh, no, I didn't see it. I gotta watch that video. I'll have to check it out. Was it good? Any big highlights? Void and Valkyrie are getting replaced. Oh, got you. Okay, so it's it's basically like the official update of what's on the PBE right now.
Dang.
So I've actually Shane and I, both spirits here, have actually had an opportunity to play a decent amount of the PBE. I'd say, what do you think, spirits? We've probably played like what 15, 20 games, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I've been enjoying it.
Yeah. I mean, we've played a good chunk of games and had a good opportunity to try out the game without Void and Valkyrie. So if you have any questions or anything, let me know.
Oh, this guy looks like
I'll just watch this because I like when people talk about players' games. Yeah, no, I totally agree. We're just kind of like that hub stream. We try to jump around and give a full spectrum of the whole game. But if you see any streamers you love, feel free to show them some love over there as well. Ooh, clowns in chat, I like it. I actually really like Ionic Spark on Darius. I think it's just a good boost. Good boost of tankiness as well as obviously that additional AP for the ulti. So also the early Rumble is nice for that demolitionist buff on the Ziggs, but the other Darius with the Morellos, let's see which Darius is stronger. And actually, does he have 2 Dariuses? I guess he did, but nonetheless, he's going to be taking that one off of Dognick.
Hopefully I'm with Dognick. Oh, sick. Okay.
And this is the Star Cluster lobby, which is another important piece that we haven't really talked about too much. It's a fun lobby. You always get those 2-star, 1, 2, or 3 cost units in the carousels. Obviously, not the 4 cost. That would be a little intense, but
there's that Darius right there. Someone could get that 3-star Darius. 2 people were building this.
That's true. And, a Giant's Belt definitely not a bad thing to have on a Darius. Just that boosted HP, nothing too bad there. But would definitely be a pretty decent pickup. Even for Noel here, he's thinking about it, and he might choose to grab it, and that would give him pretty much all the way towards that 3-star, pretty close. And no, he's just going to be going for that item instead. He wants to not take the Giant's Belt, which is pretty much renowned as the worst item in the game.
How much am I at?
But I'm new here. Do you guys host the tournament or does the company? Well, I'm going to go with both because we are both you guys and the company. So Esports Arena hosts it, and we work for Esports Arena. So yes, we do indeed host the tournament.
In case I won. But who actually knows if I was going to win?
All right.
I'm gonna make this.
Yeah. All right, so he's up here against Garchomp Pro. Garchomp Pro, of course, our resident monster who always wins. I believe he is a back-to-back-to-back champion now. And if Garchomp Pro manages to win this week, he will be our 4-time back-to-back champion, which I believe is the record.
Yeah, he'll be the new tourney account.
Yeah, because tourney account won 3 in a row back in the day. You know, he's obviously washed now. Just kidding. But we're gonna see it not this week. Okay, chat coming in. They're thinking that it might not be Garchomp Pro's 4th week, but we'll see. I mean,
he's consistent. If you could win 3 in a row, I mean, you clearly know what you're doing. I mean, these lobbies are not easy, Luke.
Toxic. Are Kaisa and Kha'Zix still in because of Infiltrator on the PvE, or are there new Infiltrators? There's actually new Infiltrators. So they added a 1-cost Nocturne, which is both an Infiltrator and a Battle Cast unit, which is the new kind of replacement for Valkyrie and Void, one of the new ability they're adding. And then they also added a 2-cost Zed, which is a Infiltrator Rebel unit, actually, because they also removed Sona. So those are the 2 new Infiltrators that they added. Boom, bam, there it is. Exclamation point giveaway in chat, guys. Just keep hanging out, and if you're active in chat, you could win free Red Bull. It is as easy as that.
I could just keep going Rebels, but then I'll have to sell both of these to get the items onto Jinx.
Okay, so I mean, still fairly powerful board here. He hasn't really, I guess, hard committed towards any specific comp as of yet. But remember, guys, this is not the PvE, so there's definitely still Kale on the board. So you never really know what you're doing until you get either like a Kale or a Jinx, right? Because that's kind of like the carry you're going with for the round. So.
For GP.
Thank God they took her out of the game.
I'm playing GP. Do I play
Kale? Yeah, dude, she was
good.
So good.
She kind of reminded me if she was skinned like Shyvana, then I'd say keep it.
Yeah.
I think we're the same thing.
It was just like insane, dude. Okay, 2-star Kassadin's always good. Kassadin is another unit that is getting removed from the game. Moving into the PvE. Thank the Lords, because this unit just made so many things possible. He was such a good just middle game unit that connected so many builds together and allowed for just so much so much early 2-piece to 4-piece Celestials. And
oh my God,
that was pretty annoying for sure. That's not, I wouldn't say annoying, right? But just powerful. Just something very, very powerful we see a lot of people doing. And there's that Kale we always talk about. So strong.
Already 2-star.
Already 2-star.
Me,
it's actually kind of it's pretty early for a 2-star Kale. I mean, Noel here doesn't even have one of his carries yet, and there's already a 2-star Kale kind of staring him down, which obviously shows why he lost.
2-star Jin over here with a 2-star Wukong. Like, what's going on? Everybody, are people just higher level than this guy? Like, Noel, what level is he? 7. Yeah, level 7. It's not clicking right.
He's not clicking the buttons right, but he is still standing strong. Has a good strong economy. Obviously, we have Pinoy's fan club here, aka Sean, aka X Renegan. There's a lot of layers there, but he has this 2-star Wukong with the Morellos, of course.
Wukong ulti. That's crazy.
Which is pretty brutal. I mean, a 2-star Wukong with a Morellos at this stage in the game is almost as scary as that 2-star Kale we were just looking at. So definitely not exactly where you want to be. 2-star Rumble there. Chooses not to take it, which makes sense at this stage of the game. However, in the PvE, you get full credit when you sell items back or units back. So even if you were to buy that Rumble for 9 gold, essentially, you'd be able to sell it back for 9 gold instead of, 5 or 6? I think it's 5.
Just to have.
Maybe it's 6. I don't remember. Either way, you lose gold. Point of the story is you lose gold.
You don't want to take it just to be stronger right now, though?
I mean, he obviously chose not to. Like, he hit level 8, and now his econ's fairly low. So he wanted to, just save that long-term econ. He doesn't think that boosted Rumble is really going to do much to kind of help him win. He won the round anyway, and he's still kind of sitting up there with solid HP count. So might have made the right call, but it just kind of depends on whether or not he feels like he needs that extra boost to stay alive. But he's choosing Econ over it.
Okay.
Back in the star cluster carousel here, everyone kind of looking to see what they want. Still, there's a 2-star Ezreal there with a rod on him. That's pretty strong. If someone were running like Blaster or any kind of like larger scale Chrono style build, but looks like overall mostly just items. This carousel around, it's pretty late in the game now, so if you're trying to 3-star something, you're probably already mostly there and not really finishing it off with a star cluster or so. But we're in there. He's still trying to decide. I mean, Noel doesn't even really know what he's building yet, right? Like we still have just kind of a mixed match of units here. He does finally get a Jinx though.
It looks like he was going to go Rebel, and then there's no carry, but I guess now it's like a Rebel. I mean, he was going to transition into Brawler Blaster, but now it's like more of like a Rebel with Jinx carry. I mean, I don't know. He's still.
At the end of the day, all you need is Jinx.
I just can't make the switch.
Yeah, so it's just like a bunch of tanky units and then Jinx, I guess. Like
you got
it all together.
There's pretty much anything you can use, I guess, at this point to boost Jinx. So you're probably going to go 2 Mystic, probably 2 Celestial. That kind of stuff, has many Rebels, maybe 6 Rebel, but probably more than likely it's just going to be a 4 Rebel or a 3 Rebel game with a lot of 2 synergies kind of mixed in to the mix. But he does not have the Blaster buff currently active. There's a Kale actually, and he does scoop it up. A second Kale. Nope. Sacks the Kale instantly for a Malphite that he also instantly sacks and scoops up a second Jinx. So he's just about there. He actually sold the Ziggs and is keeping another Ziggs. Starting to think that maybe he really does want to go that 6 Rebel direction. Sona's also on the bench, so he'll need to make sure he picks that up. Oh, he actually has 6 Rebel if he puts it in. There we go. So he does actually end up slamming in 6 Rebel.
I feel like his units are too weak. He's a lot of 1-star units.
He does have a lot of 1-star units or 1-cost units. Yeah, I know what you meant. But he does also have that Rebel buff, which, for the most part, should make up for a lot of those missing stats. But nothing you're going to do against a perfect itemly stacked Kale, regardless of it's 1 or 2-starred. But damn, definitely a lot of scary Kales out there.
It's that Master Yi.
Yeah, he does indeed have the Master Yi. So he has 5 Rebel. He did end up selling his Malphite to get the last Whisper off. Oh, no, not his Malphite. Which Rebel did he sell? Yasuo? Yeah, he sold Yasuo to get the items off of him. So now he's only currently rocking 5 Rebel. I'm assuming he's going to roll down to complete his build once again here after the creep wave. And I guess he's probably just looking for Aurelion Soul, I guess, at this point, as that would definitely be kind of the next piece he needs for this puzzle here.
That's good.
He's rolling down, looking forward. There's the 2-star Sona.
I got an A-Soul.
There's the Aurelion Soul. That's huge.
Ooh.
Another Yasuo if he needs it. So he slams that in. Now he has the 6 Rebel in there. I'm surprised he's actually not getting rid of the Darius, as he'd be able to get that GA and Ionic Spark off of the Darius at this point, as Darius isn't really doing much. But
I thought the GA for sure on the Jinx.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is, too, right, is he just got his MF, which is a big deal. I like the redemption here, too. And the MF gives him the Blaster buff, too, which is huge. So he kind of needs to, he can go GP, which would be nice for the Demolitionist buff. Or he could also go like Kale Yasuo and get the Blade Master buff. But he kind of needs to, I guess, make those decisions. His bench is fairly cluttered with quite a bit of gold, actually. And he's currently sitting at 34 HP. So overall, everyone's fairly close in this lobby. You do need to place top 4, however, to continue moving on. So it doesn't even really need to necessarily win the lobby, but there are a lot of people around his same HP, so he definitely needs to keep, the priorities going. Like, I mean, here, like, he needs that Darius gold almost, right? Like, he needs that Aurelion Soul 2. He needs that shield upgrade. I guess he doesn't need the shield upgrade, but it would definitely be nice. More waves would probably be better, but he's just pretty poor right now. He needs to decide what to do with all his gold.
I feel like with this patch, I just feel like Rebel is just so hard to do well. Like I haven't really done well with any Rebel builds on this current set.
Well, Rebel's kind of the same thing again, where Rebel is, I mean, Jinx is good, right? And then 5 cost units are good. So Rebel by default is definitely not bad. It just depends on like how many people are playing it. If you hit your 5 stars, like he has such a strong Jinx right now that, and like, see, we're gonna see it right here, dude. Like, we're about to see a full Rebel build with a GP, with a GA, and I mean, the MF's pretty useless here, but he has a Nikos too, so like he can end up 2-starring this GP, for example. Like, it can carry him to win the whole game.
We'll see. I mean, he's got 17 HP and a dream, my friend.
17 HP and a dream for sure. The GP goes instantly down, does get back up and pull the ulti off. Not too good of an ulti, but it ends up working. The Kale just doing way too much damage, absolutely destroying him. And Kale still just way too powerful. Isn't going to defeat Null, and that might be enough to keep him in this. Manamizer and Pinoy Fan Club, a.k.a. Sean, a.k.a. X-Ren again. Damn, looks like Manamizer actually lagged out, which sucks because the Elite client's been having a lot of bugs recently, so that's absolutely not what I want to hear. But nonetheless, and Pinoy Fan Club, X-Ren again, a.k.a. Sean, has also fallen, giving us our top 5, but it's not top 5. It is top 4 moving on to the next round.
I can't take any more damage.
And we're going to have to just kind of wait and see if who's next. Garchomp Pro is the next closest, I guess, to going down here, or if Null is going to be able to hang on for his life and sneak in. And there it is. He literally last chance hits the Gangplank.
Oh, I want that so bad.
Uses his Nico to 2-star it. And, I mean, he doesn't necessarily have any upgrades. You can see, like, faster upgrade and stuff there, or faster impact and stuff there. But at least he's potentially alive with this 2-star this two-star GP. So here it comes. It's literally all on how good this ulti is, pretty much. This guy's got a pretty strong Jhin bat there. Here comes the ultimate. Comes down. Really not great. I mean, it insta-killed 3 things, but it was the front line. The MF ult actually does a lot of damage, and it is going to be enough to stay alive. Laplace Tail's taking a little bit of damage. And let's see if Garchomp Pro actually loses the round, and he does. He's going to go down to 14 HP.
Is this it? Is this when the 3-time gets
taken down in the first round? Absolutely. That this might be what we see here. You never know. I mean, Null and Garchomp Pro might have to go up against each other for one final barrage, but it's close. We're riding this one out. This is the Sweat with Null segment of the broadcast, and if I just saw someone has a 3x3 or at least a 2x3 mech. And Null actually got a ghost, but that's not always the best thing, as he ended up getting Marina K91's ghost. We haven't really talked about today much. Marina K is up there also playing Rebel and is ridiculously strong.
It's doomed.
And you can absolutely see he actually completely gets annihilated by the ghost, and he's going to lose and go down in 5th place.
No.
And it might be moments before Garchomp Pro. Oh, no, and he does end up going down. We'll cut over to the Laplace Tails here in just a second to ride out the rest of the game, as Laplace Tails is still in 2nd place there. But as I was saying, Marina K91 is also running Rebel, and we only saw her in a couple battles throughout, but she's just been a powerhouse this whole game, looking like she might even be taking the game home all the way. So she's someone who we see week to week have a lot of power spikes, especially during Rebel weeks when Rebel's really strong. We see her always come out of the woodworks and put some work in.
I wonder what she's doing differently than the other Rebel players that's making her more successful. I mean,
you know exactly what it is.
Well, I mean, I've seen you're talking about just like the 5 cost units with Gangplank and
better.
and the Misfortune. But I mean, is it just you just hit the 2-star 5 cost units and that's how you in game your Rebel? I mean, she's got the Jinx, he has the Gangplank, he has the Misfortune. You know, like what is it? You just banking on hitting 2-star on all those 5 costs, and that's how you win Rebel comp? Like,
Well, that's
because
the
if
hard
that's
part,
it, like,
right?
bro,
Is it's so expensive to run Rebel because you need the 2-star Gangplank, that's 15 gold. You need the 2-star MF, that's 15 gold. You want a 2-star Aurelian Soul, that's 15 gold. And also, in order to get those, you pretty much need to be at least level 8, hopefully level 9. But if you're hitting level 9, then that's 66 gold itself, which is ridiculous. And then on top of all of those things, what you really need is the mercenary upgrades. You need the double, the 2-strike, the larger impact, the faster impact, the more waves, the larger radius. You need all these mercenary upgrades, and each one of those costs 8 gold. So it's like you literally have to be so rich for so long in order to afford the game-winning Rebel build, right? The thing about Rebel is such a consistent build just because of it has such a variety of units. You can go a lot of directions. You can go Blade Master Rebel. You can go, the mercenary route with Rebel. You can go way more focused on Blaster Rebel and focus it way more around Jinx, right? Because Jinx alone can carry games. So it's just one of those things where it overall depends. It overall just depends on what's going on in the specific situation. But we're back in the game here. Laplace Tails here in second place. Garchomp Pro, of course, falling down in fourth place, but enough to advance to that next round. Congratulations to him. And we're actually looking at kind of a Dark Star sniper build here coming out from Laplace Tails, which is pretty interesting. And he looks pretty dang strong, if you ask me. Pretty close to a couple 3-stars and whatnot. Obviously starting to sell some things off in this late game too.
2-star Thresh.
Yeah, I mean
That.
2-star Thresh is pretty good. I mean, and look at his bench too. Like,
was the gates gonna pull in a 2-star or heck yeah.
Or a Lulu, yeah. Throws the Trap Claw on the Ashe. I like that, just to kind of negate any Blitzcrank hooks, which he does see there in the corner of Dognick's or
I like that.
K's board.
It's probably going to negate this one right here. Let's see.
It is. It's going to bounce right off the Trap Claw, which, of course, is huge. You can see the Thresh there already going off, starting to pull in the first Lulu. Doesn't get the Xerath in time. However, this is, again, just Marina K's Ghost, who he does defeat. And Marina K actually ended up losing that round to Dognick as well. So a double loss, if you will, coming out from her. But moving into this next Star Cluster Carousel, there's actually an MF with a jeweled gauntlet on it, which is pretty strong. A Zephyrs, can't hurt. 2 Blade Master items probably won't get picked up, but
it's not USS Max, so I can.
Dang, okay, that's a lot of 3-stars. I believe that was, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I believe that's a 3 mech pilot, 4 infiltrator build with 3 golden infiltrators and 2 golden mech pilots. So
yikes.
Yeah, yikes is the right answer. He does end up 2-starring the Lulu actually, and getting a Zephyrs on it. So that's quite a bit of CC we could see coming out from the Lulu side. But you can just see his synergies on the left hand side there. Such good synergies. He's just going to be doing so much. Throughout the fight, his board is just terrifying. Great items, completely spread out. Everything's at like pretty much 2-star with the exception of the Xerath. Like, I don't know, pretty scary. But he is up against Marina K 91's Rebel style build. Obviously, it's a little bit kind of free-willed here, but very, very strong. Hand of Justice on that Aurelian Soul doing some major work. Does end up going down. The Xerath's doing some crazy work, though. And, of course, the Snipers in the back producing way too much damage. I'm going to be putting a decent chunk of damage onto Marina K. And now Dognick's on fire. He's just kind of hanging out up there. Laplace Tail's going to try to take him down in this next round. But it really is anybody's game at this point.
Yeah, it looks like Tails needs that 2-star Xerath. That's his next real big power spike. Other than that, I mean, just sell what, like, does he have the? Yeah, he does. He just, oh man, he just needs to pull in a strong unit, I guess, with the Thresh. I mean, that's the only thing. If you don't hit the 2-stars Xerath, I mean, put something strong on your bench to get pulled in. About it.
How about another Xerath? Does that count? Because that's basically all we got here. Is there are no 2-star Xeraths in our future. He's putting in some work against Dognick here. The Xerath about to pop off again. The Fizz ulti does cancel that ult. It's all up to the Snipers and Lulu now, and they are going to be enough as they close out this Lulu here. Super close fight, but it does go to Laplace Tails, bringing dogging it down to 13 HP, and it looks like Marina K actually was able to win her fight against the Ghost, and all three have survived to go up against the Rift Herald and get one final item.
Let's do it. I think I win this.
And pretty good items across the board, really.
Gensu's Chalice. Chalice is
And a Bramble Vest, too.
debatable.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not, I guess, amazing, but you know, it's usable. I guess I would put it under usable.
It works every so often.
Yeah.
Man, it comes out like.
So he actually gets a decent amount of gold off of the Rift Herald as well, which is pretty good because he really needs to make his bench a lot stronger for the Lulu. Oh, he's actually... I'm not actually sure what he's doing. He has a lot of gold on his bench for sure. It kind of looked like he was thinking about maybe doing like a last-minute transition to 6 Darkstar, but I mean, he technically has it if he thinks it'll help, but oh my gosh, a 3-star Cho'Gath here.
That's gonna hurt no matter what.
Huge Cho ulti.
It's like, oh yeah,
Huge
that's
MF ulti. Just what are you gonna do? 3-star Cho'Gath. Replace Tails took 21 damage that round. Marina K also died at the same time.
Yeah, 3-star Cho'Gath wins. That's how the cookie crumbles every time. I don't see 3-star Cho lose often, so that's just big facts, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see 3-star Cho too often, I would say, but I actually feel like I have seen 3-star Cho'Gath more than I should have, and this is our last chance to see 3-star Cho'Gath for quite a while. As we know, Void is getting rotated out. Which is all good and whatnot, but nonetheless, that is going to be round number 1. We are now down to our semifinal match, guys. So we're going to have one more lobby, or actually 2 more lobbies running right after this. We're going to go get those set up for you. So thanks for hanging out with us so far. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some semifinals action. Stay tuned.
What is going on?
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back once again. Esports Arena Online TFT action with Shimonihi and Spirits. We are jumping into our semi-final lobby, of course, with the top 4 advancing onto our grand finals, which is a special treat, is going to be 2 games today with some points in the middle to kind of spice it up a little bit. We're just kind of trying out a couple different format things here and there to kind of see what we can create here every single Friday. So thanks again for hanging out with us as always. Appreciate you guys kicking in with us in chats. We are currently loading into the lobby. We'll be jumping on board with Yavade here right away. And it looks like we might actually have a normal game on our hands. So no crazy galaxies here, no crazy life totals or extra gold or items or anything like that. Instead, we are just in a classic go-to TFT game, and we're going to see what we got.
Boring. Just a
Boring.
normal game. Just a normal game. How boring.
I wouldn't say boring. I would say extravagant, as, of course, it will be exciting, as always, to see what builds we see in the those normal games. People just really going for their classic go-tos. Maybe a Hyperroll Celestial build, see a little Zaya action, perhaps. Maybe Void. Void's still alive. It's not.
Gotta get Void while you can, man.
Yeah, gotta
get Void
Void,
while you can.
Void and Valks. Void and Valks.
Yeah.
I expect to see them for sure here.
People are always gonna play Valks because KO's a Valk.
I mean, and Kaisa, right? She's in one comp.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get the demo on her. Another thing that gets taken out of the game, make her a demolitionist.
Yeah, no, that was just
that's the play.
that's definitely the best thing that we're losing. But I would say, speaking of the poppy we have here in the Star Guardians, I think Star Guardian is my current favorite thing to play on the PBE. It has been quite a bit of fun. I'm loving the new blue buff item. It feels way more fun to play than Zephyr, Xerath's Embrace was, yeah.
Yeah, that 6-star Guardian 4 Sork build that you're running is definitely pretty strong, and it counters me. So I mean, you mean your
1,000 armor or riot build?
Those are top tier strats, bro. Can't leak. Oh man,
I can't leak it. All right, guys. Well, I'm not gonna leak to you that Shane likes to build 6 Vanguards, and then wonder why my Sork build's tearing through him.
Dude, 1,000 armor is a lot, man. It's a lot of armor.
1,000 armor is a lot more than you would think.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts. Like, you're pretty much, it just makes your team invincible. Like, you have to use AP pretty much to kill them.
Yeah, or true damage. Hashtag
true damage.
Hashtag Paragon.
Oh, well. Good luck.
Paragon's nuts, dude. Okay. So, early Vanguard opening, nice and strong. I mean, that Jace is definitely pretty early. Gonna be able to do some damage there. It looks like he's not going for the level. He is going to go for the level. Throws in the Vanguard. Early Caitlyn's definitely super strong. Obviously, once she gets her ulti off, it just can instantly delete a unit, which is super helpful in those early fights. For sure, not to mention just her normal DPS isn't too shabby on top of it, but we'll have to see. I mean, I doubt anyone's really going to be beating him at this stage. He does have already 2 2-star beefy units, plus, like I mentioned, with that backline Caitlyn and that free damage. So, pretty dominating first round coming out here for Java Day. And, it's that early game TFT, and especially, a normal game, an early game in a normal game of TFT right now is pretty mellow. It's something we don't really not only see too often, but with people so used to playing all these crazy galaxies, where a lot of the times early game is so different than normal. When you're in those normal games, a lot of times it can it's a lot easier, and you can really just try to perfect the econ gameplay and maximize each and every turn as you do have a lot more time to just overall think about just what's going on in the game. So Java Day obviously seems like he's going to be pushing level here at least a decent amount. I expect him to probably level after Carousel as well, and just really push for Push for 5. I don't think he's going to be looking for any specific hyper rolls or anything like that, just based on the items and the pulls he's kind of got so far. He wasn't able to hit econ on 2-2, which is, well, I'd say pretty ideal. Like I really do like hitting econ on 2-2, especially if I don't even have that many items. But he doesn't hit econ. He doesn't have a super overwhelming build, so I'd say a pretty medium level early game. Nothing to write home to mom about.
Yeah, that Blitzcrank. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, early game.
Blitzcrank's always a nice one. You know how I know you love Blitzcrank. So.
I absolutely hate him. Yeah, but as you were saying before, Caitlyn being that really strong early game unit, because that ulti pretty much guaranteed gets a kill for the most part, right? I mean, and if you're getting a free kill on like one of the frontline vanguards right away, or like see like hypothetically like this Fiora, like let's see if she targets here, but if she just one shots, goes for the. Oh, it didn't one shot the Fiora actually because she's nuts. God, H people.
Yavade here going Space Pirate. I mean, getting an early Jace is definitely nice, right? Early Jace pretty much means you got to at least try to get Space Pirate in for that extra gold, but. Everyone's actually looks like they kind of got some pretty good rolls. Everyone he's fought against so far has had definitely a much stronger, better looking early game than he has ever since that first turn, pretty much. It's like Kool-Aid without the sugar. What? I think it's Kool-Aid with sugar. I think it all has sugar in it, but not the point. Pretty mellow carousel here. Actually, it looks like it was just a. Actually, I might have saw tiers. I'm not sure what kind of carousel it was exactly. Okay, yeah. So a little bit of everything there. Everyone's just kind of grabbing what they need. But, I mean, he doesn't have direction. Like, he doesn't really have anything yet. We'll have to see if the game will just give him something.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to, like, build his front line, right? And then, like, he can kind of build into whatever he wants after the fact here.
Oh, 2-star Graves is nice, though. So. Yeah, so he did exactly like I said. He leveled after the carousel here to push to 5. Debating what to throw in. I'd say probably the Lucian, maybe the Caitlyn, but I'd say you just probably put in the Lucian, take the he actually puts in the Darius for just an additional Space Pirate, but he could build the Morellos. I don't hate the Morellos on Jace, but I also could save it and try to just go like a Death Cap, probably better.
Yeah. Yeah, Morellos isn't bad on Jace, but Death Cap's definitely more optimal.
Death Cap's just so nice to have in the meta right now. It's just so much extra damage or support, depending. But
it's just hard to. I feel like it's really hard to get two staffs or whatever.
We are getting a lot of gold here, so
just gotta go for it. Is this game Fortnite?
Yikes! All right, where's the ban feature? No, I'm just kidding.
Where's the ban feature? Okay. So he picks up an Ezreal, which is pretty nice. I definitely expect him to put that in instead of the Darius. That'll give him both Chrono and Blaster. There it is. Swaps that out. Nope. Puts the Darius back in. Looks like he's just going to be thinking for a second here.
I might sell this.
He actually might sell off the Ezreal. Looks like he is not too interested in focusing on that Blaster route. Okay, Voodoo MC looking pretty weak overall. Not too strong. Pretty easy rollover here for Java Day. Not a surprise. Voodoo is not only still level 4, but mostly 1 stars. He does have for sure have the econ value or the econ advantage. And HP wise, not doing too shabby. We do see Marina K down there at 66 HP right now. So she looks like she's having kind of a rough time here. But remember, guys, this is actually semifinals. So top 4 is going to be advancing to our grand finals after this. So got to make sure we kind of stay alive. I mean, look at Tourney Account. He knows what's going on.
Dude, Tourney Account always knows what's going on, bro. Like he's always at 100 HP. Like he's just doing his thing. Like we'll see him in the finals. Like let's just leave it at that. We all know what's going on here. Kids
There is
take notes.
definitely a good chance. We would not be surprised to see Tourney Count in the finals, as always. I'm actually personally really excited for the finals because it is 2 games tonight. So we're going to see a little bit of a variety when it comes to who we might see here win at the end.
I'm calling it now. It's going to come down to points, like going down to the final game. Tourney account
Tied
versus
with
Garchomp Pro for the he's trying to
tied for
end
first.
Yep, they're going to try to. He's going to try to. Tourney account's going to try to stop him from being the 4-time.
The 4-time.
Yeah, it's like there can only be one. And this is Tourney account's place, man. This is his safe haven.
This is his territory.
Yeah, so Garch Pro or whatever it's. Oh,
you better back off. Better take a step back. Welcome to the real world.
Yeah.
So, somebody has a Kale already, and he is not happy about it. Slowed it down there, 3-star in his J4. Here's Miku, who looks like he actually hard pushed to level 6. And looking at what he's building, I wonder what he's going for. It looks like he might just be power leveling to just search for carries like Kale and or Jinx, or perhaps he's just actually hard pushing for 5 or for 8, and wants to get that early 5 cost rocket and rolling. But Jabba here actually is offered a Jinx that he can take here. Pretty interesting opportunity overall. He's debating which direction he wants to go. That is also a 2-star Jace, which is pretty nice. He's also going to be pushing level 6 all at the same time. There is the Jinx. I would say he's pretty strong, but I also don't really think he is that strong. I think the 2-star Jace is definitely a big upgrade, and should kind of push him back into kind of that along that stronger side here. But Tourney account, of course, very, very scary Kale. Already popping off in the back, even with that perfect blitz hook grab on the Caitlyn. It's not even almost enough. The Kale is just going to murder every single person single-handedly. How much damage did the Kale do? He's not going to look, but I promise it was a lot.
So it looks like there is a question in chat for you, Luke. That I'm actually ready to hear. I mean, I've kind of asked you the same thing. You've had to explain it to me a couple times. So hit him with it, Mr. OZ70.
Sorry, what?
OZ70 has a question for you in chat.
New to the game, but can someone please tell me where skill comes into play in this game? To me, it's all about RNG. Gotcha. So this is a strategy style game, right? So there's a lot of different layers to it. The main concept as far as skill goes is decision making. This game, every single thing as far as what you purchase, what you sell, how you manage your economy, as far as how much gold you have and how much gold you're saving to earn interest on that gold, where you put each individual unit, which items you combine into each other. It's essentially just a string of decision-making that you have to do. And of course, the more decisions you make correctly in a row, the more powerful your board will be, the better your econ will be, and things like that. Now, the RNG factor that comes into it essentially makes it so because of the fact that there's so many choices that you're making, the RNG factor allows it to make it so the game is always different.
It's like
so that every
econ
single
and scouting is probably the biggest.
Oh yeah, for sure, right? So like basically every game is like completely different because of the RNG factor. So that kind of adds that variety to it, where it's like since every game's different, you need to make so many different decisions. That's where a lot of the skill comes into fact, is being able to adapt to all those different circumstances. So adaptability for sure is one of those elements. And then there's a lot of just informational elements that you can kind of take that change from like let's say a gold or a platinum player into a diamond masters player, right? Like there's definitely some things like scouting and being able to outposition your opponents, or have make a pivot build if you need to beat a certain comp or whatever it is, right? So definitely a lot of layers to it, a lot of strategy and a lot of skill in games like this, similar to card games, right? Where the foundation and the bulk and the base of the game itself is RNG. However, because of the sheer number of decisions that you have to make, and how many different options there really are, that's really where a lot of those that skill kind of comes into play. But yeah,
well said.
That about sums it up. Nonetheless, again, Java Day back in here doing a ton of damage. He is very, very strong. This Jinx is in there. How do I get the giveaway? That is a great question. Basically, how it works is at the end of this game, I'm going to tell you to type something in chat, and if you type something in chat, we're going to roll the giveaway, and then someone's going to win who typed in chat. So as simple as hanging out and watching the stream and typing in chat. It's as easy as that. So at the end of this game, which seems like it's coming sooner rather than later, we'll be doing our first giveaway of the day. Pretty decent econ, nothing too crazy, but next up, of course, is level 7 for him. He's definitely ahead of the par when it comes to level. His econ's a little bit behind, but not, I'd say enough to at least merit having that extra level. So definitely worth it. I'd say probably he's going to see a lot of easy wins here as long as he has that level advantage, as his units are pretty strong and he has some really strong early game synergies like the 2 Vanguard, 2 Chrono, both those very, very strong 2 stars. Let's go Voodoo MC. Love the Voodoo MC boys in chat. We'll jump over to his point of view here, actually, as it looks like he might be going out first, and we are on a creep wave right now. So we're gonna switch over to Voodoo MC for you guys real quick. So I'm gonna let you see my beautiful face for just a second, and we'll see if. Yeah, it might be a little tough here for Voodoo MC, but of course we gotta give him a shot here to see what he's got. He needs top 4 if he wants to move on to the grand finals. And oh, perfect, there it is. Boom, there he is. Ignore the Java. He is not Java Day. Here it comes. He is Voodoo MC, the champion, alone, 36 HP and a dream. And it looks like he's kind of transitioning a little bit. He is definitely attempting to create a void build here. There is the voids in. The full transition is complete. He has been unable to 3-star the Kha'Zix, which is definitely unfortunate at this piece. He's 2 Kha'Zix off. He really needs it. You can see his econ's fairly thrashed, but he is rolling for this Kha'Zix. No luck yet, but we have hope. We have hope in chat, right, guys? Hi. What's up, dog? Yes, let's go. Voodoo. The chat is behind Voodoo here. And, ooh, super close. Not a bad loss. Has that loss streak rocking and rolling. Has that gold coming in, which he's definitely going to need, as he needs to hit these 3 stars to make sure he can slow the bleeding, if you will. Another Kaisa there. I don't think he has the economy to be able to push for a 3-star Kaisa, or really anything at this point, but we'll have to just wait and see. Yeah, Quicksilver is a good call on channeling units, but we'll have to wait and see which direction he ends up going with his gold, if he ends up just holding on to it and starting to try to econ here and hope that his board is strong enough to push through, or if we're going to see him all in after the next loss. And just kind of go from there, as he's definitely close to falling out of this one, but also close to taking that next level up and getting nice and strong. When is the main arena open? Great question. Soon, I guess. TM would be a great answer. Of course, there's a lot of layers to that, as you guys know, making sure that we come back in the right way. But we are working on it. We're doing some soft launches and whatnot here and there. But stay tuned, and we'll make sure that we come back at you guys bigger and better than ever. But of course, once it is fully safe to do so as well. Yeah, F's in chat for the boys for sure. A lot of people dropping out this round. It's been a tough round. We've got some really intense players in the semifinals here. Only one Malphite off now from hitting that 3-star Malphite, which would be a very nice front wall. He actually just sold off the Malphites. He's not going for the 3-star Malphite anymore. He wanted to get a couple additional rolls in. He does get a second Vel'Koz at least, but still. Still, of course, one off of that 2-star, which would be, I'd say, a big upgrade. But he still is yet to even really have an AP item on this Vel'Koz. So, pretty good Cho ulti all the way through, and of course, it is doing true damage nonetheless. So he needs that AP damage a little bit less than normal, but barely another loss.
That's unlucky.
It's so tight. Like what Yeah, it just hurts, right?
Not too happy about that last one. Yeah, to lose that close.
Of course, there's no
I mean, what? Do you just take a spatula and build a force of nature?
For sure, every time. I feel like every time.
There's no armor rod.
Yeah, he doesn't have the item. He doesn't have like a GA capabilities because there was no chain vest and there was no rod or tier for his Vel'Koz. Like, really, there wasn't really much to take there. In this case, at least he gets a force of nature and can allow himself to throw in that fourth brawler right away to get that boosted front line for his team. As I believe that should be enough to at least push him through a little bit further in the game is getting that 4 brawler buff. So hopefully he can find a Vi here pretty soon.
I think he needs the 4 brawler buff with the force of nature, and then throw a Morello's on the Vel'Koz. It's now level 2 Vel'Koz now, by the way. I think he holds off, doesn't build the redemption. Maybe throw a Shiv on Kha'Zix if you're gonna throw something on early, but
it'd be a spear. But
oh yeah, Sojourn's my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I think that, I mean, it's only 2 rounds, right? I think you kind of have to hold the items for the 2 rounds. Like, if you use these 2 items before you get your final items, like, you probably throw the game. Oh, but he's up against Tourney Account, who, of course, is currently in second place. Very powerful Kale, just popping off in the back, doing a lot of damage, starting to get a lot of stacks. Does pop the GA. Fortunately enough, the Vel'Koz doing a ridiculous amount of damage. TF almost kills her. It's not quite enough, and the Wukong is not powerful enough to close it out. Another close loss. And Voodoo's down to 6 HP. He needs to live through this round so bad. And he literally can't even do anything almost. That was a good sell, actually. Gives him 2 additional rolls. Isn't able to hit anything, but he does just put in a second 1-star Cho'Gath, which is nice. Cho'Gath still gets that void buff regardless. So pretty big opportunity for a surviving this round just from the double Cho ult itself. So,
dude, it's gonna be really sad if that tier and that belt just gets left there, indefinitely.
Oh, nice.
He's finding the top guy who is on a streak. Can Miku take him down? Yes. Wait, no. Kha'Zix is alive. Nope. Echo killed everybody. Yep, Echo kills everybody. Voodoo is annihilated.
That
was rough. That was rough.
Yeah, no. Right when we thought he had it too, he pulling it through, and then the Echo ult goes off. It's like, oh, not like this.
I am glad we got to ride it out with him. Obviously, there wasn't much he could do. It was just one of those games. But hey, that's what happens. That's the nature of TFT. Sometimes other people click those buttons bigger and better than you. Voodoo MC going down. Good. Well played as always. Why don't we jump on with LaPlace Tales? We saw LaPlace Tales close out the last game. And I believe take second place from right underneath Dognick and right over Marina K from that last lobby we watched. And now we are going to be jumping on with LaPlace Tales, who is currently on fire and is rocking and rolling with a very strong Kale build. As we all, know Kale is pretty good at this game. And I think she's probably going to carry. So let's leap in here with LaPlace Tales and see what he's got going on.
Well, yeah, that Kale looks absolutely stacked with the 1 defensive item, 2 offensive item, your cookie cutter Kale build. Only thing opted to go with that Ginsu's and RFC.
Get that Irelia with the Zinks or with the Zeeks too for the bonus 15 or 30. Sorry, bonus 30%.
Yeah, he's strong. He's definitely strong. I mean, the only other thing, it's like Morello's for RFC, or do you RFC is this the best build for Kale, or do you want your Kale with Morello's? I like it with Morello's and Gensu's personally.
I want this. I want this for sure.
RFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RFC is just like, I mean, sure, if I had a 4 slot, yeah, it could be Gensu's, but how long until the giveaway? The giveaway is at the end of the game, so fairly soon-ish. We're definitely getting there as we are in our top 7. Speaking of which, Marina K down there, 14 HP, needs to stay alive. Eunasius, 20 HP, very close. And Java Day, hanging on there, pretty close here with LaPlace Tales in the 40s. up against Miku, still, who's very, very strong, still at 92 HP. And this Lucian is just doing mad work in the back row, but it is not going to be enough work as we talked about. Kale is absolutely broken and is destroying everyone's souls. Perfectly stacked Kale. I mean, let's see. What can we? We already have 2 Chrono. We already have 3 Blade Master. We already have 2 Valkyrie. Like, just there's so much support for this Kale here. On top of like the fact that there is already the Thresh into like a Thresh at this stage. Like, you can really just focus on just building your bench now, almost, right? Like what else do you even need? Like, you're almost fully built across the board. Like, sure, there's a couple small upgrades you can make here and there, but it's almost just like just build
a 5-cost
powerful...
unit. Throw a 5-cost unit in there. Hit 9.
It's true. It's just crazy. Like, just so strong right now, right? Like, so much potential. All right, we are in there. We are going big, seeing what kind of damage Kale is putting out this round. The answer is infinity. Kale absolutely deletes the whole board once again. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's much hope for this lobby. That Kale might be too powerful. Too powerful to stop. But, there's always misfortune and Gangplank, so there's always hope. Oh, and Xerath. Xerath could one-shot Kale.
Good luck. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have the GA on it, so yeah. If you do, in theory, one-shot the Kale, there is hope. Luke.
There is absolutely hope if you one-shot the Kale. In that case, you're looking pretty good in that case. Because the rest of the build is, I mean, it's not that it's not strong. There's still the 2-star Aurelia, and of course, just the Thresh will pull in a barrage of units and whatnot. But it's really the Kale. Is if you look at the damage report, which we can see here, it's about 7,000 damage for Kale, and the next closest is about 1,000 damage from the Cassidy.
Anything else, yeah.
and actually pulling in a second Zeke's on the Aurelia, which is going to now at the beginning of the fight boost Kale by 60% attack speed for the entire fight, on top of the 2-star Chrono or a 2-stack Chrono, on top of the 3 bows that she has with the RFC, and of course the stacking attack speed of Ginsu's. So she'll pretty much reach instant full max attack speed after the first 5 seconds of the battle itself. But we can see right here, popping off, doing crazy amounts of damage. A second enemy Kale, of course, on Java Day's side there, also doing some work, but it's just not the same as, of course,
the waves of death. The waves of death. The
waves of death. Speaking of which, Marina K does fall in 7th place, eliminating her from the event. But of course, good games as always. Pretty good week from Marina K. She had a pretty strong showing. Java Day and Unasius and Shloated all 1 hit away from going down. And remember, guys, top 4 to advance. So 2 of those 3 players are looking to be eliminated here in the next round.
And I'll tell you, one of them is not going to be Tourney Account.
Tourney Account and Miku and Laplace Tails are sitting very pretty. I would be very surprised if one of them managed to fall in this game. Laplace Tails and Miku are actually fighting up against each other, which means Tourney Account is fighting one of them, and the other 2 are fighting each other. So we will see at least 1 death this round for sure, possibly 2. There's 1. Unasius does go down, going to be taking 6th place. GG as always. And Tourney Account actually was unable to defeat Java Day. Java Day going to be holding on skin of his teeth with 2 HP left. Fat rip in chat. F for the boys. Pour one out. See you next week, of course. Or in the redemption games. You never know. You can win that free entry. Belts and Negatrons for the win. Yeah, that's just, I mean, definitely, I'd say, item-wise, just when you're filled with belts and Negatron cloaks, it's just like, come on. Just a little bit of mercy. Just a little bit, not too much. A spear here. I mean, I'm happy with a spear. I can't you definitely can't complain about that. 2-star Kaisa. I was like, that's interesting. Why is he trying to get a Kaisa? It's probably just for the Valkyrie buff in general, but he got the MF, so he doesn't need it anymore. You probably push the level here, I would imagine, as you want to make sure you're able to take out one of the yeah, exactly. The thing is, again, you don't have to get first or second place. It doesn't matter. You just need top 4. So just, pushing yourself to a point where you just need to win basically one round against one of these guys, and the odds are that you fight one of them next round. You just make yourself as strong as possible. But he actually ended up getting tourney account again. So it's going to be the battle of the Kales going up against each other, meaning that Miku is going to fight one of them, and the other one is going to fight Miku's ghost. So there's actually a chance that they both get eliminated this round, but it's all about who can survive longer. And another victory for Laplace's Kale, no surprise. Javide did end up falling there to Miku. I believe Miku's ghost actually defeated Javide, and Schlode was able to defeat the real Miku and end his current streak, giving us our top 4, which is going to be tourney account Miku, Laplace Tails, and Schlode are going to be moving on to the grand finals. And I'm going to take a quick little gander at our other lobby here. It looks like it is still rocking and rolling. Okay. Oh yeah, they're still going. Okay. So Laplace Tail is actually up against Schlode here. Schlode, of course. Oh, my stream crashed. I'm back. Schlode, of course. Only with 10 HP left. Pretty strong Xayah build overall. Not quite enough to beat Laplace Tails, as he does have Super Kale. Schlode going to be taking 4th in the lobby, but managed to stay alive and hold it in there. We do have a second MF, which is pretty nice. Just looking for a couple of those buffs and a 2-star. Does 2-star the Karma, which is he gonna get? He's trying to go 4 Chrono, I think. How do you ever put in this Karma? Oh, it might just be to get pulled in by the Thresh. 2-star Karma, not a bad tag in. Just jump in there, get some bonus out. GG's. Time to get real drunk. See you next week. I like that. That's what I'm talking about. Pogs in chat. GG's, you baked beans. See you later, man. An absolute slaughter from Laplace Tails, just destroying a ghost here of tourney account with the Kale barrage, and Miku also getting hit by the Kale. So currently it's basically Kale versus Miku, who's just trying to stay alive one day at a time.
Yeah, man. Kale Master Race. That's
Kale
what we
is
learned.
indeed the master race. I mean, I expect to have a Kale barrage in our grand final lobbies, but we'll see. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's like it's like Laplace doesn't even really need to do anything. Like, he hasn't lost a round in so long. What is he on, a 13 round win streak? 2 stars the EMF for fun? Sure. Why not? Yeah, just giving that attack speed to Kale and MF. Gets that Karma in to not only get that 2 Mystic buff, but also, of course, more bonus attack speed for Kale, because why not? There's no way that she's not just maxed attack speed like instantly in all of these fights. Echo does jump right onto her, but of course gets mana revered by Aurelia and isn't able to ulti. Oh, actually does ulti with like 1 HP left. Spawns right back and insta-dies. Kale never dies. Kale just kills everybody real quick before she dies because she has infinity health. That didn't even make any sense what I just witnessed. She literally had 1 HP the whole time and just KO'd everybody. Celestial OP. But nonetheless, that was just an absolute monstrous showing from Kale once again. Her damage, I didn't see it, but it was probably like 10k. I'm sad about MF getting deleted, but I think it's worth to never play against Super Kale again. Marina, absolutely, again, great job today. Good showing. Kale is absolutely freaking ridiculous. And like watching her just like actually single-handedly destroy people's like boards, like watching like a Gangplank or an MF do it, like it makes sense, you know, like they're fully stacked, they're 5-cost units, they nailed their ulti, you're like, nice. But Kale just starts the round and instantly starts murdering everything you love and just kills all of your friends and your family and deletes you completely, as we're witnessing right here, as every single member of Tourney Account's board gets deleted by just one of Laplace Tails, aka the Kale, who you thought was gone, but Kale's back again. Kale continues to murder you. Kale killed everybody. GG Kale. I mean, serious. Tell me if I'm misrepresenting what's going on here.
No. This is all very accurate. I mean, it's either Kale or lose at this point. So we'll see who gets Kale in the next lobby.
Like chat, you're watching this Kale, right? And this is why, like, look, Morello's, all that stuff, great items, cool. But this is the perfect item build for Kale. She just becomes an unstoppable beast. I think we're about to see a 16 or a 17 win in a row streaked perfect Kale item. So Kale new Poppy question mark? I mean, I don't know about that, but it's something. Spoiler alert, they don't get Kale. Yeah, I mean, we can only hope. We can only hope. I'm pulling up. Oh, it's the other lobby. The other lobby looks like it is coming to an end slowly but surely. All right, let's see here. All right, we got some new items. We're finally up against each other. I mean, look how strong tourney count is. 2-star Kale, 2-star MF, 2-star Gangplank, full itemed out. Like,
I mean, it's on both ends though. Look, it's
I know.
the same thing.
I'm just saying that it doesn't matter because one side has super Kale, while the other side has normal Kale.
Gotcha.
Look at that! Oh my gosh, dude, it's impossible.
Kale just eats everyone.
She's invincible, dude. Like, she's
People
literally
can't even
invincible.
kill her. No one's even down the Kale, I feel like, in these 16 rounds.
No, I'm serious. This is 16 straight rounds where this Kale has not died.
Yeah, straight up, and it's not even like it has like Guardian Angels and it's not dying. It's just literally no one can get his health to 0, period, in 16 rounds. Like, good luck. Have fun. See you next tournament.
See you next tournament. Just an absolute disastrous showing from this Kale, just cleaning house completely. Will we see the final round here? Will Tourney Account be able to take a round off of Super Kale, or will it be a 17 streak win? Let's see. The Kale starting to pop off now. It really does make it to the back row, but it was not with enough time. The other Kale is done in the background. Lulu is ulting everything. There is so many polymorphed items. It's an absolute just slaughter. It's a slaughter fest. Kale OP. And congratulations, of course. What the Kale is right, chat. But congratulations. That is going to be our semifinals wrapped up. We now have our top 8 players. We'll be going into 2 games. Where you will earn points in each game, and the top point earners will, of course, then be your placement of 1st through 8th in the tournament, with all 8 players taking home part of the $500 prize pool. And basically, how the point system works is if you get 1st place, you get 8 points, and that boils 1, you lose a point basically all the way down to 8th place being 1 point. So, we might see a tie, and if there is a tie, of course, then the player who plays higher in the second game will be the player advancing on. So that's how this grand final lobby is going to work. We're going to take a short break, and before we do that, we're actually going to be rolling a giveaway. So in order to be a part of the giveaway, all you have to do in chat is type giveaway, and my team is going to roll a randomly generated between all of you in chat who are chatting and hanging out with us. And if you live in North America, I'm going to send you free Red Bull. So everyone in chat, just say the word giveaway. And production, tell me this is possible, right? Yes? Yes, perfect. Everyone type giveaway in chat. You guys are all entering this super cool free Red Bull giveaway. Shane, what would you do with a 4-pack of Red Bull right now?
Honestly, I'd probably drink 3 in one night and then stay up all night playing Valorant. That's my honest. Another Riot game, but yeah, since that just came out. So yeah, I'd be gaming.
I don't think I've ever had 3 Red Bulls in one night. I think I'm pretty max on 1, but 1 really keeps me going for a while. So I like where your head's at, though. I'm all about it. All right, everyone in chat. Luke wearing a day game on a shirt. Okay, guys. Yes, I know I'm wearing an Overwatch shirt. But there's a time and a place for everything, and this shirt's really comfortable, so I don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't have any TFT shirts. All right, I'm ready though. I actually definitely need to get myself some good quality TFT shirts, Kappa. 3 Red Bulls. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. 3 Red Bulls is a lot of Red Bull, but literally, Red Bull sent me so many 4-packs to ship out to you guys. So I definitely want to do a couple of giveaways. So everyone who's talking in chat right now, you guys are all being entered to the giveaway, which will start just in a moment when my team gives me the final A-OK. But keepo chatting. But overall, I'm pretty excited for the grand finals. This is the first week that we've got to do the 2 lobby thing. So my team will be putting together that final lobby for us right now, so we can jump into that grand finals and get it rocking and rolling. Let's talk about our 8 players we have. We have the Hentai God, standard, always in there, great player. Garchomp Pro, no surprise. This could be his 4th week in a row. Tourney Account, our original 4-week in a row winner, coming back once again, see if he can do some damage. Fuzzy Sickness, again, another top player who we see in our top 8 quite often. Celeritas, another player who actually won his, I believe, 1st and 2nd week he played in one of our tournaments. So another top player. Laplace Tails, who we've been watching pretty much all day dominate. And we just saw the Super Kale with that 17 win streak straight through the game. Miku, of course, another player, same as always up there. And Schloated, who is actually a brand new player, I believe. Which is pretty cool. We don't always get to see new players not only compete in these tournaments, but actually make it all the way to the grand finals as well. So super cool to see these 8 players in here. My team will be inviting them to the grand finals as we speak. And if I sub to ESA while being employed to ESA, am I just giving my money back to my employer? I would say essentially, I would say that I'm subbed to Esports Arena and I work for Esports Arena. I've been subbed for like 32 months. So yes, but there's a lot of layers to it. Like I love our emotes. I love just showing the support for the company and things like that as well. So, it's kind of a multi-sided element there. Cam Foran winning the giveaway. Okay, let's roll another one. We'll do 2. I just want to, I got so much Red Bull for you guys. I just want to give it all away, but Cam Foran, congratulations. And technically Techno, you guys are obviously incredible winners. Both of you just super huge champions of Red Bull. Yeah, we're just kidding. Technically Techno works for the company. We're getting a quick reroll on that second one. And there it is. I am... Dude, okay, roll it again. It's rigged. Sorry, guys. It's rigged to pick mods, apparently.
Wow.
All right, there we go. There's our winner. We got him. Oh, Hopper, you're joined. Don't worry, dog. All you got to do is type in chat to join. So I see you in there. I know it is. Oh, wait, what did he win? All right, let's see. Jacob Amugatu, you have won the giveaway. Congratulations. And don't worry, guys, we're going to be doing another giveaway after grand finals today. So if you missed that giveaway or you didn't win that giveaway, just hang out through these last games where we'll be seeing some more Red Bull thrown out to you guys. But if you did win the giveaway, you will receive a DM from one of my mods, and they will be getting your address, and I will ship it to you. So thanks so much, guys, and congratulations for winning. We're going to go to a really quick break, and then how long till grand finals? Literally probably like just less than 5 minutes. We're just going to throw to a quick break, set up that lobby, and jump back right with you guys. So thanks for hanging out, and stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Esports Arena Online. Luke and Shimonahi. That's me. Luke and Shimonahi and Spears and Shane. We are all here with you, casting our grand finals. Let's jump right into it as the lobby has already underway. We're jumping on with Miku, one and only. Of course, such a powerful grand final lobby, guys. This is going to be 2 games that we're going to be playing here with the point system of 1 through 8 points. Essentially, of course, reverting backwards to first place being 8th place, all the way down to 8th place being 1 point. Those 2 games, and then, of course, the winner, whoever has the most points or placement, at least point-wise, will be distributed for the top 8 players. Their split of the $500. And any ties will go to the player who placed higher in the second game. So, new format, little spice added there for our grand finals this week. But nonetheless, game number 1 is underway. And which galaxy is this, actually? It's hard to kind of tell.
It's Nico's.
Oh, it's Nico Lobby.
Come on now. Come on.
Oh,
now,
I didn't even
girl.
look at their items. I was looking at the icon, the 2-2 icon. I was looking at, or next to the 2-2. I was looking at it and I was like, what is that? It's a box. That makes sense. Nico's, it is. A lot of people aren't a huge fan of Nico. I don't mind it. I think it's kind of fun. It's,
I enjoy it.
You can do some cool stuff with it, but really what ends up happening is the first person to get a kale gets 3 kales. So it can definitely be a little dangerous.
Absolutely. That's what makes it fun. What makes it fun.
It's-
But
Yeah,
what I'm most excited about this grand final is this new format that we have. It's kind of like a battle royale style TFT match, where your points are accumulating in your next game. So I mean, it's kind of cool.
I'm all about it.
Kinda
It's
cool.
it's definitely in a game like TFT, 1 game is just not enough to identify that top player. So the more games we can add into it, the more we can really narrow it down and give these players a chance to prove themselves. But in chat right now, Fox15, I got a text message about a package, and I totally forgot about the Redbull giveaway and got confused. Cheers. Yes, there it is. There's proof. We do give away real Red Bull. I don't just drink it all. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. I do drink probably more Red Bull than I should, but that's okay. Okay, it keeps me rocking and rolling so I can hang out with you guys in chat and talk about TFT. I mean, watching TFT just gets me itching. I wasn't paid to say this, Cap, but yeah, exactly right. I wouldn't say necessarily that I don't want to play regular TFT. It's just like when they release something as enticing as the PvE, with all these new units and faction changes and updates, it just makes it so hard for me to play. Sounds like so no, dang it, they're on to us. They know too much. But it definitely makes it hard for me to go back to playing regular TFT when I just want to play the new stuff now. You know what I mean? It's like,
I don't even want to play the normal TFT because it's not even. It's like when does the PBE go out? It's either PBE or nothing at this point because it's like why keep on playing on the old? When the neew's coming, what's coming.
I'm ready, and rank reset too, which is nice. That means we can play together again.
Yes, it's been so long. God.
Which is awesome and whatnot. But yeah, it's definitely been. I've been having a good time with it for sure. I'm so excited to play some. Maybe we'll play a couple games of PBE tonight. Who knows? But I really do like the. What days are those? Those days are pretty much every day that's not Friday. You can get G Fuel giveaways on pretty much any day that's not Fridays. We do G Fuel and Nestle giveaways, Nestle water, like the flavored water stuff. We do that a lot on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays.
That's
So
how it be sometimes, you know.
that's definitely, yeah, I won Nestle. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty lit, actually. Nice, good stuff. Nestle's not bad. Yeah, there's a lot of different flavors of it. It just kind of depends on, like, obviously what flavors you're into, right? It's just, I mean, it's flavored water at the end of the day. So it's just really depends on if you like specific flavors or not. But yeah.
I think I'm gonna Nico this.
But don't know if anyone sent it yet. I probably did send it because I'm the one who sends it. So, well, I guess me and my team, but yeah-ish.
I think anyone's
And no one asked me what flavor. That's because I just surprised you, Nick. Surprise. Okay, you get orange. I want it from So all right, let me check. Actually, I don't know which flavor I sent you. What flavor do you want, Nick? If I didn't send it yet, I'll let you pick right now. Tell me in chat what flavor you want, or I'll scream.
And it can't be orange.
Oh no.
And it can't be orange.
Oh no, I lost. That's fine actually. I'm okay with losing this.
Oh, here, I do see you, Nick.
I'm like really healthy. I'm on lost streak.
I do see your giveaway win. What flavor you want? What flavors are there? That's completely fair. Shieldbot, give him pink. Yeah, all right. Yeah, good call. No, you're getting pink, dog. Sorry, peace. I'm just kidding. There's a orange, lemon, and blackberry. I believe are the 3 flavors of the Wata. So personally, I like. I'm trying to think what order I would put them in. It just depends, right? Because I just like them at different times, right? Like lemon water is like so refreshing, so it's like. I like lemon water a lot, but I'd say like flavor wise, probably orange and blackberry are a little more tied when we're talking about just like actual flavor, and lemon is just like lemon water. You know what I mean? Like it's just like what you want when you're like
thirsty.
Yeah, when you're freaking thirsty, you want lemon water. Yeah. So.
Very refreshing. Yeah. So Shieldbot, I have a question, man. Haven't seen you in a while. So are you still playing Fortnite on the mobile hotspot? I have to ask.
It's true. Shieldbot is actually, if you guys don't know, an incredible Fortnite player.
Yeah,
Does lemon taste like lemonade? No, I wouldn't say no. It really doesn't taste like lemonade. Like, right? It's not that sweet. It's like it's more of like a just like a base flavor, right? Like what you're drinking at the end of the day is water, right? But it's just like kind of has like that tint. So it's kind of has like that tangy tint. The hotspot has kind of been upgraded. Okay, let's go Shieldbot. Shieldbot is now trash. Dang, rough for Shieldbot. F's in chat. I mean,
you're trying to get Nick to like get a pink flavor, but in Twitch chat, your name is pink. So what do you got against pink?
Oof, GG. I was the pink name. Pretty easy early game here. Obviously we always talk about how mellow the early game is a lot of times. So we're just kind of hanging out with you guys while we cruise through this middle game. Garchomp Pro already not messing around. He's making sure he keeps that 100 life streaking through the game, as it is his time to shine here as he fights for his 4th victory in a row. It's a router that pings off the T-Mobile towers, I believe, so I better download and upload speed, but still get 60 to 80 ping. That's crazy. The things people go through, huh?
Well, you keep on chugging.
You keep on chugging, my guy. Love it. Okay, so Laplace Tails, pretty strong Rebel opening from him. We'll see if he can actually take down Miku, who this would be Miku's 4th loss in a row. So pretty decent loss streak coming out if that ends up being the case. It does not, however, of course, the Caitlyn going to be absolutely deleting the Malphite there and putting a W on the board for Miku. Also up to 40, almost 50 gold now. And that is a super, super early Vel'Koz, which is such a big deal as he is absolutely trying to go void this game. And not only is he on his way or on track, I guess, to 3-star his Kha'Zix, but he also already has, almost a perfect item Vel'Koz. I think this is looking pretty good for Miku. You can hear his excitement and the quick pop off when he gets it, as this could be an easy top 3 for him.
Actually, so lucky. Holy shit.
Okay, and I guess every placement matters here for sure.
I mean, the thing is, he could 2-star. He can literally 2-star the Vel'Koz like instantly if he wanted to, in theory. And like probably not lose a round for quite a long time. Obviously, right now he's a little bit low when it comes to XP, right? Because he was spending a lot of time just getting his econ maxed out, right? Turning counts level 6, sure, but his only has 20 gold as opposed to the 50. So Meekle obviously went the more econ route, but once he catches up on levels, he definitely will be a force to be reckoned with, and especially if he 2-stars these these brawlers. And holy crap, he just hit Cho'Gath. This is insane. This early of a void is just absolute anarchy. He already has a chain vest too on his bench, which could be a GA.
He's got a 2-star either the Vel'Koz or the Cho'Gath right now with the Nikos. Like, how do you not? Right?
I mean, the thing is like, I guess, well, there's two things, right? The first one is you have to assume that they have to take first place, right? Like, they're assuming this, right? This is the grand final lobby. In order to get first place in the tournament, the easiest thing to do is get first place in both games, right? Sure, obviously. But that means that if he uses it right away, let's say he uses it on Vel'Koz right away, but then if he would have waited, maybe he could have 3-starred one of the units later or something like that. Like, he needs to go late game. He needs to 3-star the Vel'Koz or 3-star the Cho'Gath or something like that, right? So maybe he's just thinking
damage.
Maybe he's either thinking like, one, okay, I'll 3-star whichever one I don't, or 2-star whichever one I don't naturally 2-star first, because that could end up getting them both 2-starred faster. Or he could be saving it to push for a 3-star on one of the two once he identifies which one he's been getting more. But he's going to actually go straight for the Vel'Koz.
Vel'Koz is cool. Is he good?
In the carousel with a sword. And that, I mean, what do you do with the sword on a Vel'Koz, right? Like, assuming that he keeps this, he either really wanted the sword and he's going to sell that Vel'Koz, which I doubt, or he's just going to maybe put a GA on the Vel'Koz, even.
You just get Xerath on him.
Like, I need 3 more Kha'Zix.
I mean, he already has Xerath on him.
Wait, what am I looking at? Sword? What are you talking about? You talking about the sword on the Vel'Koz?
Well, there's 2 Vel'Kozes. One Vel'Koz.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you could. I mean, technically.
Oh, no, he sold it.
Oh,
so he actually instant sells the Vel'Koz. He just wanted the sword. And I agree with this, actually, because this is exactly what you want. You want the GA on Kha'Zix. And that's what I was kind of talking about earlier. Like, he already had the chain vest, so he wants the sword. But, you know, he just takes the gold from the 4 Vel'Koz. I don't think that's too crazy of a play. I think I would have at least thought about it more, but he pretty much snapped decision, made that. And I think it was the right move.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, as you were saying before, like maybe potentially 2-starring both of those 4 costs, you know,
right,
potentially by getting some of those Vel'Kozes and Cho'Gaths naturally, but opts to go ahead and sell it for the optimization with that GA.
He's taking a beating right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's kind of taking a lot of health, and he doesn't have to. Like, he could be super strong right now.
But luckily, he's still managing to, you know, win, lose, like stay pretty 50-50. His HP still in the, you know, top half percentage, right? Like, he's not doing too bad, but I agree. Like, it's always scary to kind of take that damage. He is using his life as a resource. He's only now 1 Kha'Zix away from 3-starring it. He does use his first Nico on his 3-star Kha'Zix. He's definitely finding a lot of value in that. He wants to, and you know, the reason for that too is like he wants to level. You know, he wants to push his level higher to be able to increase his odds of getting those 4-cost units like Vel'Koz and Cho'Gath. But before he did that, he needed to make sure that he could 3-star the Kha'Zix, which is now complete. That Kha'Zix is an absolute menace. All it's missing now is like a GA, or not a GA, maybe like an IE or something like that to give it a little bit more oomph. But at the end of the day, this board is very, very powerful, and once he levels to 6 and puts in a second infiltrator, he's going to get to the point where we'll probably see a win streak coming out here pretty soon.
I like it. This Void build is super strong. I mean, Void Brawler, sword.
Nick said, "I'll let you decide what flavor, but it can't be lemon." I'm sending that guy lemon every time. that guy's waking up to like 400 bottles of lemon water outside his house. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so still at 50 gold, has a 3-star Kha'Zix, already has at least 1 Vel'Koz and 1 Cho. Looking pretty good. I mean, he's even got a Fizz, right? So he has that 2 infiltrator buff for his Kha'Zix, which is a pretty nice attack speed buff for him. Item wise, let's see. Interesting. What are we doing with that? Can't say I'm in love with what they gave us here. probably going to level next round. Might he just... No, he's just going to force it now. He actually just decides to drop in the Blitzcrank instead of anything else, which I guess I don't necessarily agree with, or I don't necessarily disagree with, because he gets Chrono from it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, he's got most of his mini upgrade or mini buffs now. He just needs to push himself to 8 so he can get the 4th Brawler in there and get that extra health buff. But for the most part, looking pretty strong. I say that Fizz is probably going to be replaced by maybe like an Echo late game. But we'll see. For now, I'd say the Fizz is a pretty good addition, just CC wise. Like you can see that Jin just getting its stuff tossed around, if you will.
All of a sudden, he did Power Spike, like you said. I mean, that Kha'Zix is doing wonders for him.
I can make that happen, Nick. I got you. I'll DM you right now.
Wow. Am I nicking this?
1 second, I'm hooking Nick up. And my cat's meowing at me. I'm needed. You can, Dad. I can, man. I make all the rules. Here it is. Yeah, I just DM'd it to you. All right, you're done, Nick. You're done. Stop distracting me. I'm trying to commentate over here. Jesus, guy, Shane. What did I miss? Okay, we 2-starred the Vel'Koz.
Wait, there we go.
Did he use it? What did he use the Nikos on? Did he use it on the Vel'Koz or 2-star?
Ooh, you know what? I'm assuming the Vel'Koz. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, I missed it. I have to see the. We can look at his board real quick just to double check.
Yo,
And yep, okay, that's what happened for sure. The Nikos is gone. The Cho's still level 1, so he pulled 1 Vel'Koz out of the bench, which was lucky enough, and then he 2-stars it with the Nikos. So
like, holy shit.
he's pretty strong right now.
Yeah, no, he's really strong right now. I'm just trying to think, like, what next? Like, what is next?
Everybody's looking pretty strong though. Shloated down there, 20 HP left. Looks like he's definitely taking the brunt of the loss here so far. Everybody else kind of staying pretty tight together within their groups. Here's the Place Tails. Look like he's going pretty heavy into the Rebel world, and he's getting pummeled a little bit here. That Jinx pretty strong, but no items quite yet. Did get the 2-star though, and he's really just stacking Malphites as far as a tank wall goes, which won't do almost anything against Void. So gonna go ahead and get rolled through there, take a little bit of damage. And Miku, like we talked about, he's on that win streak as soon as he gets that 2-star.
Yeah, we all made it. Chris is here too. Let's see. Wait, Chris is getting destroyed. What is this?
Okay. So we're just gonna grab the Echo there.
Actually, yeah, I'm definitely grabbing a glove here.
See what he's looking for. Probably, yeah. I mean, a glove isn't bad. He has a lot of random stuff right now, so the glove helps because that pretty much only makes good items.
It's not Christopher Kyle Russell, it's another Chris.
So I'm interested to see what he ends up making, I guess, item-wise, and what he ends up closing out the rest of his items with here. But or if he waits, I guess, the next 2 rounds, or he just jams it right away. I imagine he'll at least jam 1 item.
Oh my god.
With the glove, but hits the 2-star blitz. Oh, it's the IE. That's what he's getting it for. Perfect. That makes a lot of sense. So he jams the IE, perfect Kha'Zix right now. And the rest of his items, I mean, just depends on what he gets from Raptors here, right? Because if he gets a Giant Spelt, he could make a Portal, which would be good. Just get that extra tank wall. He could make maybe like a Dragon's Claw or something like that if he gets another Negatron. Or even a Titan's Resolve if he gets a Chain Vest, something like that. So imagine he'll mostly just maybe build some defensive items, or if he gets some rods, he can put something else on Vel'Koz. But looking pretty strong here. This Kha'Zix doing a lot of work. Kha'Zix definitely top damaging the most of it there. Was that Shloated? Did Shloated just die? Dang, Shloated does go down 8th place in the first game of our grand finals. Not what you want, only 1 point for 8th. Of course, there is still potential. When is this round going to be done? That's a great question, King Vanilla. In a little while. We still got some time. You know, only 1 person's gone down so far, so probably another 10 minutes or so left in this game. And then, of course, we have game 2. So we're cruising. Looks like we probably got another 30, 40 minutes here. But tourney account pushes to level 8. Everybody's kind of taking those strides, starting to all in. Wants to make sure they can place as high as they can, but
It's 2 rounds.
the place tail's now actually in last place as Schloted has fallen, but still everybody pretty healthy. Like nobody's too low down there yet. Fuzzy Sickness does have a almost fully stacked Kale. Wasn't able to get that last item, but still looking pretty good. Trap Claw and again, Suze, you can't complain. And it's actually just not quite enough. Pretty close fight there. The Vel'Koz stays alive just barely, and the GA, of course, pop on the Kha'Zix. But a 1 health Kale victory coming out for Hentai God there as well. But it definitely looks like we got at least 2, maybe 3 full-blown Kale players rocking and rolling. And at least, I think we saw at least two Void players as well. So those 2 comps have been very dominant thus far. That was a Kale. And I'm not too surprised. They're very, very strong. Still hasn't 2-starred the Cho'Gath. That's definitely probably the most disappointing part so far. And also still hasn't 2-starred the Fizz or the Vi. So a lot of upgrade potential still there.
I feel like we're going to see a lot of kills in this game, specifically, like you said, you get 1 Kale in this Nico game, and all of a sudden you have a 2-star Kale, right? You have 3. So if anyone has access pretty much to a Kale, if they just roll it once. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of Kales here in this end game.
Yep, and there's another Fizz he can scoop up. He does end up grabbing it. I think he skipped over an Echo, so it looks like he's opting to go with Fizz over Echo here, which I don't necessarily mind. I think they're both fine. That's actually super interesting. So I think he should... What's going on? Okay, this is super interesting. Okay, so...
Do you see this? Look at this shit.
He actually put the Chalice on Blitzcrank so that Blitzcrank would automatically give mana to his Vel'Koz right when the round starts. So a little cheeky, actually, but it ended up getting the cast off early enough to put some damage into tourney account. So it worked. So that's what I guess matters. But I would not be surprised to see him use that Nico on his Cho'Gath to 2-star the Cho'Gath. Looks like he's actually rolling a little bit here, which I also like. There's a Vel'Koz. And he's going to keep rolling, actually.
What is this?
Double Gangplank, and he does have a Nico. He could 3-star a Gangplank here if he wanted it. Or, sorry, 2-star a Gangplank right away if he wanted it.
These items suck.
Because he is going to push 9. I'm not sure exactly what he plans on putting in when he hits 9, but, I mean, it could be a Gangplank. Probably more than likely it's just another Cho'Gath probably was what's actually best, or another Vel'Koz, right? But
It's always good to hit him, right? I mean, that takes a lot of willpower here to not just take that free 2-star Gangplank. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, to an extent, I think I agree. But it's like if I can get a second Vel'Koz in, like the Vel'Koz gets Void Sork buff also, So it's
not
just
wrong.
Like there's the second. I mean, and he can do it even. He could use his Nikos 2-star another one, push 9 and throw it in. So it's like it's pretty much already there. And at this point, it looks like it's actually a 3-star Vel'Koz game. It's pretty much what I would do at this point. Like looking at assuming I have 6 quote unquote Vel'Kozes and I only need 3 more, and looking around, seeing that not too many people are building the Vel'Koz.
Yeah,
might be the route. 3-star
for it.
Vel'Koz. I mean, he's got the econ too. If he doesn't push 9, he's got the econ for it.
Left or right, that's it. Nothing else.
Sitting at a hot 25% chance for that forecast. So
here's
for it.
Oh wait.
yeah, that's true. That's true. You could get one off Carousel too, which would be nice.
Yeah.
Another easy win for him. LaPlace Tail's taking a big damage here, actually. He probably only has 1 more loss in him, falling down to 10 HP. Fuzzy Sickness also another loss, down to 8 HP. And Hentai got actually on a win streak up there. He's just, what is that? Is that 81 HP I think he has? Like, that's crazy. And another Vel'Koz with another Quicksilver on it. Or he could grab the Rabadons too. And there's also 2 Jeweled Gauntlets and a Cho'Gath. So there's so many good things that he could grab. I do think he goes to the Vel'Koz first. The thing is, there's a Rabadon, so it's almost like...
That's rough. Yeah, Rabadon.
Yeah. Well,
he was so hard.
Yeah, but you can see he's going there. Yeah, he's going for the Vel'Koz. Celery just took it at the last second, so he just pivoted and grabbed at the Death Cap. But, I mean, Death Cap is nothing to scoff at. Death Cap is a...
And, hey, he has a slot still open on that Vel'Koz for it, too, so it's actually perfect.
I mean,
so
I don't know, man.
Yep, it's true. I mean, he could slam it on there, or he can put it on the second Vel'Koz and have two Vel'Kozes that both have good items on it. So
No,
actually,
he's gonna hit the 3-star. No, he's gonna hit the 3-star. He's gonna do it.
yeah, probably not yet.
Cho'Gath just got hit.
That's
Roll
huge,
down.
though. The 2-star Cho'Gath is big. Now we have the final item on the Vel'Koz. Pretty much perfect item Vel'Koz there. And perfect item Kha'Zix, too. So it's actually kind of crazy. The only thing you're missing is a perfect item Cho'Gath. I don't even know what that is.
Before the end of this game, he's gonna hit the 3-star Vel'Koz. I have faith.
Oh wait, that's way smart.
What time is the next giveaway? Next giveaway is at the end of the stream, which will probably be in about 30, 45 minutes. Okay, Vel'Koz popping off a little bit. That Echo is doing a lot of damage. Does actually end up killing off the Vel'Koz, but Kha'Zix is still alive, and that's what matters. It's only Kha'Zix left. Nothing matters because Kale is alive. Decent amount of damage coming out there. Fuzzy Sickness is dead. And that's going to be a 7th place coming out for Fuzzy Sickness. 2 points for him moving into the next game. Why do we have to pay for shipping? Yep, that is definitely
I think everyone's better on the right side.
the worst part about the G Fuel code. But hey, you know, at least the rest of it is indeed free. But yes, unfortunately, the G Fuel codes that they give us do not cover shipping. RIP.
He's gonna move last second. I'm gonna move my Fizzles.
All right. So, I mean, LaPlace Tails, only 1 hit left in him.
I lost his clue.
And Turning Count and Celebritas both still fairly healthy with at least 2 hits. So he's up against Garchomp Pro. It's pretty strong looking Xerath back there in the back. You can like barely even see it because of the action bar at the top. All right, sounds good, Nick. A pretty dominating victory there. Again, he's just been so powerful ever since he 2-starred that Vel'Koz. It's been fairly one-sided battles for the most part. But there's another Cho. And another Vel'Koz. There's a 2-star Vel'Koz. If he sells the Fizz, he actually could level, but he doesn't. Oh, no, it's Creep Wave right now. So he got a Rebel item, which is super unfortunate because it's useless to him. So the usual, this happens pretty much every week, Shane.
I hate it so much.
Yeah, I know. But hey, here we are. I mean, he does have a Rebel unit. So if he...
I have Rebel spat though, so I can actually...
Yeah, the guy got a demo.
I'm not going to.
A
Wow.
demo, yeah.
This is doing
Demo, Rebel, like, jeez.
Dim's go Vel 3.
Unlucky here in the final game.
LaPlace Tails got a Ionic Spark. So that's pretty good. Wow, actually, I just looked over the Playstyles, and he has a 2-star Gangplank, just hit 2 upgrades for the Gangplank, and has perfect items on it. So, holy crap,
Whoa!
3-star
What is that?
Vel'Koz Batman. That's going to be exactly what we wanted to see. We said at the beginning of the game that in order for him to actually take first place in this game, he was probably going to need to 3-star that Vel'Koz. And that is exactly what we saw here. Super dangerous board coming out overall. Just throws that Rebel item on the Cho'Gath just for some added stats on him. But overall, this is incredibly scary Vel'Koz coming out here from Miku. And we're going to have to see if it's enough, though, to carry. LaPlace Tails does have this Gangplank like we just talked about. And Vel'Koz just...
Beams. Oh, and he deletes him.
I don't-
He actually deleted him out of the lobby from that, too.
I-
Hey.
that
3v1 laser beam, dude. Yeah, 3v1 laser beam. Yep, you
that
saw
was
that.
the most disgusting laser beam I've ever seen. Hello, Twitter. We're going to throw this clip up on there. Please head over to walmart.com/esportsarena. All right, there you go. Just throw the plug in on the clip. Why not, right?
Yeah.
That was definitely a little crazy there. 3-star Vel'Koz. What are you going to do?
Super strong. And he's not even level 9 yet, Luke. He still can hit level 9.
Well, I mean, he could be level 9. He's too busy.
Stronger.
And the thing is, look at his econ. Just still perfect econ the whole time, slowly rolling down to hit that 3-star. Such good patience with those Nikos this game. Only using them to pull that final trigger on the 3 stars. So good. Just so good. Oh, 1 second, guys. The stream went ahead and did a little crashy crash.
Oh, it almost has KL 3 actually. It's a little busted.
We'll be back in just a quick second for you guys. And what you're currently missing is Turn Your Count has gone down in 5th place. Celeritas going to be taking 4th place. And now we are in our top 3. We have the Hentai God. They're in 1st at 54 HP. We have
He's Cho too.
Garchomp Pro actually in third place with 14 HP. And of course, our current hero Miku with 48 HP sitting in second place. So we're in there. We're trying to stay alive.
So this is crazy. Garchomp Pro making it into the final 3.
It's a big deal.
First final lobby. I mean, this is exactly where you want to be. Put yourself into to get first. You know what I mean?
But it's huge who gets first in this game. It sets such a tie to give you such an advantage moving into that second game, knowing that unless the person who got second place gets first place, you know, all you need is that is in top 2 for you to go ahead and take home the win. But Garchomp Pro going to be losing that round, dropping into third place here in game 1 of finals, giving him, of course, 6 points, I believe. And now Hentai God and Miku are fighting for first and second place, which would be at that difference between that 8th and 7th points moving into game 2. And, I mean, he's going for 3-star Cho'Gath. He rolled past a Cho. He rolled past one. Oh, that hurts. Just not what you want to see at all. Definitely a bummer to roll past a Cho'Gath when you're this close, but no biggie, nothing you can do. Sometimes you got to play faster than your eyes can keep up. He's rolling. He has not seen a Cho'Gath since that one that he skipped. And what was this? 20 rolls. He didn't see anything.
Bro, I would have personally just hit 9 and threw in another Cho'Gath and just said, hey, now you got 2 Cho ultis to deal with. Just as good as a 3-star Cho, you know?
It's definitely hard. He nails the Zephyr there. I do agree. I do think that 2-star Cho would have been better than throwing it all in the chain, but he had to go for it. It's also hard because Hentai God has a 2-star Cho'Gath of his own. So there's 3 less Cho'Gaths in the pool than normal, which of course those 3 Cho'Gaths would give him exactly what he needs, as he already has 6 of them. But I believe, was there 13? I think 13 forecasts in the pool. So currently there is 4 left only. So there's just not that many, not that many for him to grab, and of course plenty of Sorakas and Wukongs and Fizzes and whatnot for him to grab. But a lot of Kales over there as well, so it makes sense that he's holding on to Kales because he does not want Hentai God to be able to 3-star the Kale. So he's actually holding on to them on his bench just to make sure that doesn't happen, which I mean is pretty smart at this point in the game, as that can get real scary. Hits the Zephyr on the Blitzcrank, actually, but that ends up kind of backfiring a little bit for the Fizz later on. But it's not going to matter too much. The Void is just too strong.
Vel'Koz is the real MVP here.
And that's going to be a first place coming out for Miku here. Huge deal. That's 8 points in this first game before we jump into game number 2. But overall, that was great gameplay from all the players there. I'm glad we actually got to watch from Miku's point of view that game, as of course watching Void kind of played all the way from start to finish. When you kind of high roll like that, it's just so much fun. You know, we got to see the 3-star Kha'Zix. I mean, especially on a Nico game, right? We got to see the 3-star Kha'Zix. We got to see. Jesus, words. We got to see the 3-star Vel'Koz, and that's all super sick. So thanks everyone for hanging out with us. We're actually going to just rapid fire this next game, but we're going to throw to a quick break while we set up the lobby, and we'll cruise back with game number 2. See you guys in a second. Well. Here we are once again for game number 2 of our grand final lobby TFT on a Friday. Luke Shimon, Brew and Spirits are here to bring you the final of the action of our finals. Our players have already played the first game of the brackets. They've been rewarded points based on their placements. I will quickly break those down as we jump to the game here on the loading screen, as I can see. The Hentai God placed second place and has been rewarded 7 points. Naku has placed first place and got 8 points. Garchomp Pro placed third and got 6 points. Celeritas placed fourth and got 5 points. Tourney Account placed fifth and got 4 points. LaPlace Tails got sixth and got 3 points. Fuzzy Sickness placed seventh and got 2 points. And Schloted placed 8th and only got 1 point. Now the structure will be the same point-wise for this next game that we were jumping into here, as you can see from LaPlace Tails' point of view. And anyone who ties, of course, that will just strictly be decided on who places better in this specific game. So, yes, we are doing one final giveaway after this game, guys. So make sure you stick around and chat. And all you have to do to join the giveaway is be active in chat. So let me know how your day's going and how excited you are for the PBE. Or we're just talking about Red Bull, and that works too. But we are in this game. We are in a what's this? I always forget what this galaxy's called. Super dense galaxy, which gives us a free force of nature after the 2-4 carousel. I'd say this is probably my most played galaxy, which is an odd stat, I guess. But I feel like I just always get the super dense galaxy. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's interesting because it makes for an interesting game when it comes to team comms, just because it's one of those things where normally you get you either get Dark Star or you get Celestial, but in this universe you get Dark Star and Celestial, things like that, where you always kind of get that one extra unit in there for the various 2-piece buffs and things like that. So basically it just makes everybody's boards a little bit stronger, and if you're high rolling, it definitely allows you to amplify or scale a little bit harder in that sense. But we are in this early game. We're going to see what direction these players decide to go here for the final game of today. It's going pretty good, man. Kind of loving these tourneys. I also love these tourneys, man. We love TFT here. Might try to be in this final next Friday. That's the goal. I wish I could play in some of these sometimes. I'd love just to see if I'd be able to, compete at the same level as some of these guys, as they're just insane. Like they're just all so high ranked, Masters, Grandmaster, Challenger players. It's just so much fun watching all these guys play and compete against each other in these various settings. So.
Yeah, one of these times we're gonna force Shimone to actually run the whole tournament and play in the tournament.
One of these days.
And if he ends up winning it, I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna throw a party at the office for him. I don't know. It's gonna be crazy.
On the flip side, I've never gotten this galaxy. I totally feel that, bro, because I feel like it's so like that where some people get one galaxy all the time and other people have never played the galaxy. Me and Spirits have been playing a lot of Valorant also, and it's we never get to play on the new map. We never get, what I mean? It's I feel that
want the new content, man.
We always want all the new content, but we got to play these long-winded games on the old content. I'm just spoiled. That's all.
I'm just ready for it. Wake me up when PBE client goes live.
Yeah, seriously though, I'm ready for that patch to take over TFT and see all the new units in full action. But pretty strong opening for Miku. He already has a 2-star Kaisa with a Morellos on her, so definitely a solid, strong start coming out over there from Miku. And meanwhile, the LaPlace Tails, pretty full bench, has a lot of direction she could go here, and actually misses it. Does not hit the Malphite or the Grays, which is unfortunate. Doesn't hit the Leona or the Fiora, which is unfortunate. And he ends up actually just selling off and going for 10 here. He definitely missed. He stayed on level 3 an extra turn to try to hit a couple of these 2-star 1-cost units, but doesn't end up hitting it and ends up losing the rounds and not coming out on top there. So a little unfortunate, but you got to do what you got to do. Littler Legends Galaxy is straight doo-doo. Yeah, Little Legends Galaxy is definitely interesting. Or sorry, Littler Legends. No, Littler Legend. No, Littler. No, what is it? Yeah, Littler Legends Galaxy. It's so interesting. 85 Life is I know. Yeah, I basically just hyper roll is essentially what I'm doing over there. It's just you got to go for those quick kills because you really just don't have that much HP. It's crazy. Like taking away 15 doesn't seem like that much, but like that's a lot. You know what I mean? Like that's a whole late game fight that you don't get a fight now. You know, that's like that one extra cushion life that you needed to push to the next creep wave or whatever it was and hit your spike. So ends up hitting the 2-star Leona there. There is a Poppy he can throw in for the Vanguard buff, which is exactly what we see happen. So he's rocking the Celestial and the Vanguard buff. So a decent amount of extra stats coming in from his team comp overall. And he's going with a back-of-the-line build just to kind of balance it out and negate against any kind of crazy CC or infiltrators or anything. But doing a decent amount of scouting, really wants to make sure that he goes for the best uncontested build that he can here. Remember, guys, this is the last round or last game of the final round, so they need to place as high as they possibly can. Anyone who hits that Void early game is a dub. Yeah, I mean, it can be a lot of times, you know, Void can be, I mean, if multiple players are playing Void especially and nobody specifically high rolls, right? Like, you know, I definitely agree that whoever high rolls or gets the best is probably in that game 3 world or in that top 3 world at least. But, you know, it's definitely one of those builds that, you know, not everybody can run it because you need to hit those 3 stars. Like, how many players can really 3-star Kha'Zix? Like 2 maybe at best, and even then you guys are probably having more troubles than it's worth. But I'm so confused. Why does the stream have under 100 views? You guys are great.
That's a good question.
It comes down to a couple different layers, right? So number one is like it's amateur content in the day, even though a lot of these players are right below that pro level or arguably that pro level. Some of these players obviously being the best in their regions respectively as far as stats go. It just kind of depends, right? It's, you know, people are you know, looking for influencer tournaments. There is no real competitive TFT scene. If anything, it really just got it started, and this isn't an official TFT event that gives you access to like the World Championship, which just kind of is just that Team Liquid event. So, you know, it's just like one of those things. There's a lot of layers. A lot of layers to it, but we're just a community hub that hangs out, and we appreciate our dedicated viewers like yourselves who come out and hang out with us as we slowly grow these various communities. And, you know, some of our other communities, like our Apex communities, are a little bit larger, for example, where those streams are definitely more in the hundreds, sometimes the thousands. But, you know, TFT, we're just we're a cool little niche group, and we're going to grow this thing and see how big we can make it. But nonetheless, we are. I was talking about Miku having such a strong opening, and he's actually down at the bottom now. I'm going to call he was actually throwing on purpose to get a better pick in the carousel, but, you know, it could be something else too. But I imagine that he really wants that red buff on that Lucian. I think red buff on Lucian is like so insanely good right now.
Haven't seen much cybernetics today.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, cybernetic is just ever since they made that change, the most recent changes, like 6 cybernetic, 6 sork, 6 this, 6 that. It's just like, it's a lot of the times it's just better to run the smaller, you know, it's better to run like 3 cybernetic, 3 blade master, 2 celestial, 2 chrome, you know what I mean? Like, it's just better to run those more segmented builds. Especially right now, like you can't even hit 6 cybernetic without hitting echo, you know? So like, you're pretty much like, you just don't get to play cybernetic until the late game, the late game, and even by then, like, you know, sometimes those stats aren't necessarily worth depending on your carries. But
yeah, now they made in the PvE they made cybernetic more accessible, you know, with adding that extra cybernetic unit, and then they just make cybernetic completely irrelevant and terrible, and you can't win with it anymore in the PvE client. So hopefully we see some changes before that goes live, because cybernetic was fun, you know, kind of like finding all pieces of Exodia, have you will, you know, to get that final build, you know, if you can turn it on late game. But now that's not the case because they pretty much deleted it from the game.
There's actually a nude Zodia. I don't know what the other 4 pieces are, but the head is definitely Urgot.
Well said.
I haven't put together the full. As you can probably tell, no one has ever been able to summon Exodia before, but I do know that the head is Exodia, and I'll let you know once I figure out the rest.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure that one of the pieces is Nico as well. As I think Nico is like one of the most busted units right now.
Level 2 Urgot walked into a bar with a old school mech build.
That's about what I'm talking about.
Yeah, dude. It's rough, man. That's crazy. You can actually eat the whole mech and one-shot it without letting the infiltrators actually pop out or whatever, or the mech pilots. That's actually insane that it works like that.
The damaging?
The Urgot like can pull like the whole mech pilot, yeah.
I mean, listen, it's just the way that it is.
Insane, man.
That's it. That's all I'm leaving it at that. It's just the way it's just the way that it is. Yeah, Cyber really just isn't the move. Like Brawler and Rebel, yeah, I agree with that. I think that I don't know. I mean, Vanguards are definitely so strong early and mid game, but fall off late game. So it's kind of interesting. Like right now, it seems like everybody just plays Vanguards early game. Like everybody plays Vanguards early game, and then like transitions into either like Brawlers or like Mech or whatever it is, right? But Brawlers are super popular right now. Brawler Blaster, Rebel, Void Brawler, like they're just all over the place. So strong. Pretty good econ coming out here from LaPlace Tales. Miku still sitting down there near the bottom of the board, but everybody in the game pretty close health-wise. Hentai God at that 100 HP, rocking and rolling in his win streak, but pretty close. Close game for sure. You know, I do think, like I mentioned earlier, I do think that this Galaxy a lot of the times can cause a decent amount of steamrolling when it comes to whoever's high rolling, right? Because if you're high rolling and then you get a Force of Nature on top of your normal items, because like normally if you get a Force of Nature, it's like, yeah, cool, you get a Force of Nature in a normal game, you get an extra unit, but also like you have 2 less items than everybody else. Like everybody else has 2 items, but you have an extra unit. So it's not always like that crazy depending on what you're building, right? You have to take a lot more advantage of like your traits and things like that and your synergies. But in a game like this where you get that Force of Nature and all of your other items, if you're already high rolling, like it just can get kind of nuts. And you can really just get a much greater boost than some of the other players who might just having more average games. But almost at the giveaway, guys. I know you guys are itching for it. At the end of this game, there will be a giveaway. This is the last game of the stream. A little bit more Red Bull coming your way. Chrono, Brawler, Blaster, though? Yeah, well, you don't really need to say Chrono, right? Because Brawler, Blaster by default is Chrono because there's a Chrono Brawler and a Chrono Blaster. So it's just Brawler, Blaster. ESA. It's like when you make whatever it's called, like acronyms for stuff and you don't use of and the and it, it's like that. You don't get to count the baby specification. Big brain, yeah, that is big brain 5 head. No, you can't be Ziggs, Techno, okay? She only wants to build Ziggs all the time because he's the Yordle, but luckily enough in the new PBE, don't hate on Chrono. On the new PBE, we have Teemo. Yes, you can be Teemo. Dude, honestly, in PBE, 8 Chrono with Irelia as your 9th unit is a pretty good build, I think. Like, it synergizes pretty well together. Like, all the new Chrono units are sick. Like, Riven is super cool. There's 2 Chrono Blade Masters, and then you play Irelia as your 3rd Blade Master, and she's also a Mana Reaver, which synergizes with your Thresh. So 8 Chrono, I think, I don't think it's S tier. I do think that it's probably A tier. Maybe A plus tier, but for now I'll just put it probably at A tier. But it's been pretty fun. Dude, you can't be Ziggs. Cure Mix is already Ziggs. It's true. It's pretty true. Yeah, get your little Pepe frog out of here. Or whatever that. What is that? Is that supposed to be a Yoshi?
It is Pepe. It's a Pepe Yoshi actually.
Kind of looks like it, right?
Yeah.
Kappa. Okay, but we got Hentai God and LaPlace Tales both on fire up at the top. Just look how many units he has. He just has 2 random one-off Blitzcranks just hanging out. Nope. He ended up swapping it out last second just to throw in a Kassadin, which I actually like a lot. Kassadin's disarm in the front row, especially if people are stacked up like this right here, can actually do a decent amount of damage. Not a decent amount of damage, but a decent amount of I guess negating, right? Like, look, his Sona and his Malphite got hit, so not too much pressure here, but overall, he just kind of got rolled. In general, anyway, Tourney Count has a pretty strong-looking Rebel comp going on there. I imagine that he'll get he'll just get stronger and stronger later the game goes on, obviously, as Rebel scales pretty well.
I'm scared for him, actually, because like I haven't seen any Rebel get first place in especially since that patch.
No, you
Rebel comp get
don't
first
have
place in
faith in Gangplank.
I'm just saying, I don't care, like, ipso facto, don't have this, have that. I have not seen it since the whole era. So I'm scared for my man Tourney account. That's all I can say. Because he didn't.
Feels bad, man. I feel like you're bullying me. But hey, this is a great opportunity for us to make predictions, Shane. Who do you think is going to win the game?
Okay. Not Tourney account. Let's see. Garchomp Pro. Let's go. Let's see. Vanguard Cybernetic. I really need to see what Garchomp Pro is building, I guess, to make a final decision. Who are you going with?
Hentai God.
Is that just because he's in first place, or
what?
And possibly on fire, or
what? And possibly has a fully built Kale. What?
Okay, I see what's going on.
What
here.
did you say? What are you?
Okay.
That's crazy. No way.
Okay, so that's what you put your money on, huh? The
all
Kale.
All right.
Okay.
I've had it with you. Okay. No, Hentai God is really popping off. He does have that Kale fully stacked up, so I would not be surprised at all to see him take this game home. Now, the Hentai God, however, got second place in round 1. Okay, so that's something we need to keep in mind here. As if he does get first place in this game, there's a pretty good chance he's going to be securing first place in the tournament. So this is a big game for Hentai God. He's already level 8. He hasn't taken a single hit of damage yet. And of course, he's got a fully built Kale. So he is on track to win this game, and it's looking good for him. Tourney account in the same round. Just 3-star Ziggs and Malphite.
All right. I didn't get a pick yet. I'm picking Tourney account now. I didn't get a pick.
Okay, I like it. So he 3-stars the Ziggs, he 3-stars the Malphite, and he pushes level 6 all in the same round. Huge round for Tourney account. I'm assuming his econ is completely destroyed. But at the same time, he has what he needs, and he's rocking and rolling and pushing forwards. Here's Garchomp Pro. Looks like he also went a Rebel build here with a little bit of splash of... it looks like he just has like some Brawler Chrono in there just as placeholders. But a pretty strong Jinx for sure there. Now that he was managed to 2-star, which is lucky enough, but a lot of strong players here in this game. Fuzzy Sickness 3 stars, the J4 down there, 43 HP for him. So Miku at 34 HP. Looking at my sheet here, Miku got first place in the first game, right? So Miku currently is in first place, but now he's in 8th place and pretty low on HP already. So, but even if he gets 8th place, like, he's still probably guaranteed at least like a middle placing as
top 3-ish,
as he got that first place in that game number 1, and that is really just so many points. So it's so interesting having multiple games in the finals, as it really creates an interesting dynamic as we move towards the end of this game here. But Fuzzy Sickness looking really strong, has the 3-star J4, has the 3-star Zaya with decent items. And is actually going to be able to put some damage into Laplace Tails. I believe this is Laplace Tails' 3rd or 4th loss in a row. So definitely not a great couple rounds, I guess you could say, for Laplace Tails. But just looking at his units, like look at his board, so many under-leveled units, right? Like still so many 1-stars, 1-star Wukong, 1-star Aurelia, 1-star Cho'Gath, 1-star Lucian, 1-star Ezreal. That
ain't gonna cut it, man. That ain't gonna cut it
in
this lobby.
Final lobby. No way. But in the final lobby, look at the bottom of the scoreboard there. Miku and Celeritas both down to pretty much 2 hits away, maybe 3 for Celeritas, depending on how hard those losses are. But it's getting scary for a couple of these players who need these points.
And we got to also keep in mind of the storyline of Garchomp Pro, who I believe he went out in 3rd last game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, and if he's still sitting at 55 HP, so middle of the pack, can still bring this back, and maybe even if he gets like another top 3 placement, that might be enough depending on how well Hentai God does.
Sure.
And he might be able to, get this 4-peat, that we've been talking about since the beginning of.
It looks like Miku might not be too much of a competition for him, like you were saying. But you are right. Hentai God is who we need to keep our eyes on. Is if Hentai God gets in the top 2, it pretty much locks Garchomp Pro out. Actually, even top 3, I believe. If Hentai God even gets top 3 at all, no, top 2. Top 2 would fully lock out Garchomp Pro from taking first place undisputed, at least. So Garchomp Pro needs that first place if he wants to make it. He needs to grind out this W, and we're going to see if he's able to close it out here. But we are what seems to be the last carousel before we get some deaths coming in here. So. LaPlaceTale's still managing his economy, making sure that he has plenty of money to do what he needs to do here as he moves towards the late game. And pretty good items on Aurelia so far. It'd be great if he could get an IE or a GA on her as well. I think that would be a huge addition to that final build there for her, as she already has the Infiltrator item and the IE. So pretty solid on that end. But tourney account here, we're actually going to see him get to fight. He has not been able to 2-star the Jinx, which is super unfortunate. There are a lot of Rebel players, a lot of Brawler Blaster players. So getting that 2-star Jinx is going to be, I'm assuming, what defines the difference between tourney account placing in the top 4 here, is if he can land that 2-star Jinx. But nonetheless, he's still strong enough to take out and put some damage into the LaPlaceTales. And Miku is going to take 8th place. So it's just absolutely insane. So, getting first place in lobby 1 and 8th place in lobby 2, that really is just the polar opposite of what you would expect to be happening here. But that is going to put Miku at a total of 9 points for his total points at the end of the lobby here. So
you hate to see it, man. You hate to see it if that's. I don't want to say that like the definition of throwing, but I would be upset.
Yeah,
personally.
It's so rough to have such an unfortunate game like he just had, and plays 8th like that. So definitely not what you want to see.
So I feel like even just like a middle of a pack, like just a placement, you know what I mean? Like just almost does it for him, or at least just rough. It's just rough. Raptors here.
Yeah, basically the last wave of single items. So this is essentially when we'll see all the players utilize the remainder of their items. A lot of the times we see people push a level right after this wave. This is really when people start to go all in, as people are going to start taking a lot of damage moving into to round 5 of this event or of this game here. The amount of damage people are going to be taking is just going to spike up, and people are going to notice that and not want to take those hits. So. Celeritas definitely only 1 hit away at that 14 HP. I'd be very surprised if he survived another loss. And Garchomp Pro is only maybe two rounds away even. So
yeah, I was about to say, speaking of other taking another hit, Garchomp Pro took quite a bit of damage since that last transition. So we'll see. If it's still doable. It's looking like he has a long ways to go to make it really possible. Tourney account has snuck his way up there into 2nd place. So tourney account went out, I believe, in 6th in our game 1. So maybe with a
check that. I think you're right. Yes, he did. No, he got 5th actually.
5th. Okay,
he has 4 points right now. So he needs at least 3rd place to at least overtake Miku as far as his 9 points go. But he's looking pretty strong right now. He's looking to at least take that 3rd place here. So Celeritas, though, not going down without a fight. He is staying alive. Definitely not looking too strong, but nonetheless still alive. Tourney account taking just a little bit of damage there, as everybody seems to be kind of balancing out Allen Power, like I mentioned. Right when we get to that 5-1 area, you usually see people start pushing to level 8. You usually see people really trying to put their final pieces together. And here we have LaPlaceTales finally decide that he's going to be going cybernetic. He puts in the final cybernetic pieces to complete his build, and he's looking pretty strong. Really, all he's missing would be like that extra Blade Master piece, but instead he's just going to be rocking the Chrono, Mana Reaver build, and pulling in some additional units from the bench with that Thresh. So he's up against Garchomp Pro here. Let's see if Garchomp Pro can stay alive. He does have a very strong Jinx, as well as that MF in the corner, who is about to get a very strong ulti off, but instantly gets eliminated. And just the raw stats coming out from the 6 cybernetic buff is way too much for Garchomp Pro to handle. and he's going to take a lot of damage there, pushing him down to 9 HP, 1 hit away from going down. Celeritas staying alive, and Schloated, who actually placed 8th in our first lobby, also taking a big hit and dropping down to 9 HP to tie with Garchomp for last.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, man. I already enjoy this format more than the last one, just because of it, like just the consistency that it forces players to bring on from game to game. So just really enjoying it, you know, like the storylines that it can bring from, you know, bringing, you know, each game, you know, into account, you know, with the cumulative points or whatever. So I like it. It's cool, and I think it rewards consistency. No.
Well, it's consistency. The Hentai God is showing that he has all of that. Up at the top, 100 HP. Are we going to see a perfect game in the grand finals to close out the win? I mean, if he gets first place, I'm pretty sure he wins the lobby. Like, it would be close. Like, maybe if Garchomp Pro can, like, slide into second place. But it's going to be pretty much impossible for anybody to take this away from him if they can't knock him down. I mean, he has a 70 HP advantage right now.
Yeah,
is that it for Garchomp Pro? No, Schloated actually goes down first and takes 7th place. Garchomp Pro going to be also dying in the same round, slightly after, and grabbing 6th place. So this will debunk his undefeated record. However, an incredible showing from Garchomp Pro once again, and getting some good points on the board there. We'll have to see what his final placement is at the end of this game. Celeritas somehow actually lived the round with 1 HP left, and we are now in our top 5. And, okay, so Schloated taking 7th is going to close him out at the end with 2 final points. Or, sorry, 3 points final. There, as he got an 8th place and a 7th place. And Miku and Garchomp Pro actually have tied already for 9 points each. Of course, Garchomp Pro will place higher in that tiebreaker because he has placed higher in this specific game. So let's keep that in mind as well, that Garchomp Pro does have the advantage as far as the 9-point placement goes. We hit the carousel there. We are done with that final carousel piece, and we're going to be jumping in here up against Hentai God. Let's see if he can defeat the undefeatable, or if he will be falling in 5th place. Not a super great ulti. Irelia did get polymorphed for a short period of time there by that Lulu, and Irelia is popping off, is killing absolutely everything, and he is able to finally put some damage into Hentai God. That is going to be 15 damage coming in hot. And giving the rest of the lobby some hope to see if they're able to debunk his first place here. LaPlace coming in the chat with the bleed.
It's getting personal, guys. It's getting personal.
Fitness 3 stars the Shen. A little late in the game, but it can never hurt. Shen is such a powerful unit right now. The Place Tail's just rolling and looking. There is a second Echo there. I can definitely imagine him taking that, giving up on the 3-star Irelia, no doubt. Tourney account here, sitting pretty at 26 HP in a very strong, just a very strong Rebel build in general. That Jinx looks like an absolute monster, and it looks like it's turned out to be a monster as it continues to destroy the rest of LaPlace Tail's units. But then it died to the Wukong as Wukong's broken, and now Ziggs is trying to carry. Can Ziggs do it? The answer is absolutely yes, because there's so much mana on that unit. But LaPlace Tails will not be going down quite yet. It looks like Fuzzy Sickness is just killing everything with a Rakan. That was too close for comfort. Celeritas also staying alive with the 1 HP in a dream. And we're still sitting in our top 5.
Wait, I'm trolling. Lol. Okay.
Does Tourney count still have a chance?
He absolutely does. There's 2 losses in a row coming out from Hentai God there. It looks like everyone's kind of caught up to that impeccable level. LaPlace Tails is actually getting a Blade Master item. Which is fine, I guess. We take those. Probably maybe give it to Kassadin or Echo, maybe. I don't know. But nonetheless, have to give it to somebody there. Not a super great item, but you take it. At least it's usable. See what he gets with these final roll downs. There's a Lulu. Yeah, I like selling off the Shen. I think that's probably smart. You have to sell that off, yeah. Oh my gosh, the 2-star Echo. You got
Hit
it.
it.
You have
Yes,
to.
do
yeah.
it. Do it.
So he only has
There
one
you go.
unit for Thresh to pull in, which is a little unfortunate. It is a 2-star Wukong, so you can't really complain about it at least. But I mean, you for sure just give it to Echo because why not? Nope, he's just gonna give it to Thresh. Let Thresh kind of pop off a little bit more, just get some extra attacks in. Does pull in the Wukong. Fuzzy Sickness playing for his life here, hoping his Xayah has enough power to close this out. It looks like it might be possible. This might be a hard carry.
Xayah's going to do it. No.
So close. Fuzzy Sickness goes down in 5th place. And Celeritas still 1 HP and a dream. Now we have 3 of our players with 1 hit left.
I think it's one.
Hentai God still at 56 HP, guys. We are updating these stats live for you, so we will have our stats for you immediately after this game ends. I'm looking at the final points right now. Fuzzy Sickness goes down and closes out the game, or closes out the finals with 6 total points, which puts him right above Schloated, who closed out with 3 points. So 4 of our players do have their final scores already. Let's see if Celeritas is going to be... Oh, actually, they're fighting for their life right now. One of these 2 players is absolutely going down this round.
Oh, I think I win.
And it looks like it's going to be Celeritas, as the Wukong has such a good ulti. And that's going to be it. Celeritas does go down.
Fuck.
Turning count stays alive and puts some more damage into
No
Hentai.
way.
That's going to be a
No
4th place for Celeritas. Top 3.
This is the exact storyline that we were talking about with Turning Count maybe being able to do it. But if Turning Count gets 1st place... Oh, God, never mind. Hentai God just hit another 2-star Kale. Hopefully that doesn't mean 3-star Kale. 2-star Lulu coming in. Okay, it looks like he isn't going to hit the 3-star Kale. That would be
Not yet.
scary.
Not yet. We're still chilling.
Okay.
No, he did. He hit it. He hit it.
Panic! Panic!
Panic. Everyone run.
Panic.
He's going to fight LaPlace Tails here. We're going to get to see it.
All right, well, he hit the Exodia of the game, boys, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone throw in the towel. We know who wins. Team 3-star Kale, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. I'm going to submit the Matcherino payout right now, guys.
Wait, and is his...
Okay. Fair.
Boom, that's going to be a 3rd place for LaPlace Tails. Tourney account stays alive.
I think this should solidify. This should, like, average me out to, like,
Good stuff for me there. Okay, so LaPlace Tails takes 3rd place. And he got 6th place in the first game, so he actually closed out in 9 as well. And he has the tiebreaker advantage over Garchomp Pro and Miku. So it's going to be LaPlace Tails, then Garchomp Pro, and then Miku as far as the placement for those 9 points go. Celeritas closed out with 10 points, actually, so right above them.
It's over.
Top 2. This is it right here. Tourney account.
This is both of our predictions. I'm going to have you know, like, by the way.
Oh, hey, you're
At the
right.
beginning of the game, so
best,
just throwing that out there.
We'll see who's stronger, though. Obviously, Tourney account's fully decked out Rebel build, but he only has a 1-star Gangplank that is not very strong. And Hentai God has a fully stacked MF with all of the upgrades, a 3-star Kale. I mean, it's just too much. Hentai God is just ridiculously strong, guys. And that's it. And that's going to be a 2nd place coming out for Tourney account. Hentai God taking 1st place. I'm going to get these final scores put into the bracket for you guys right here so I can pretty much instantly tell you the answer because that's what I want to do. So, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like once he hit the 3-star Kale, we all knew what was going to happen. I think it was possible before then, but once the 3-star Kale came into play, that pretty much sealed the deal. But I'm interested to see where everyone ended up.
Oh, here it's coming at you right away. In 8th, we got to start with 8th place, obviously, right? Because we do it backwards, right?
Yeah.
Come to the official placements, guys. We'll put these in Discord for you right away as well. But in 8th place, we do have Schloated placing 8th and 7th in our 2 final lobbies. Congratulations. In 7th place, we do have Fuzzy Sickness coming in 7th and 5th in our 2 final games. In 6th place, we have Miku coming in 1st and then 8th place. So there's the real polar opposite. Actually ended up landing him in 6th place. In 5th place, we have Garchomp Pro, our 3-time defending champion, has finally lost and placed 3rd and 6th place in our final lobby. Of course, 5th place, nothing to be ashamed of. Still a great showing from him. See you next week. In 4th place, we have LaPlace Tails, who we watched pretty much all day today, placing in 6th and 3rd in our final lobby games. In 3rd place, we have Celeritas, who hung on with 1 life pretty much that whole last lobby and has taken 3rd place home in today's event. In 2nd place, Tourney account coming in hot, 5th and 2nd in these lobby games, pulling in 2nd place there with 11 total points. And of course, the one and only Hentai God coming in 1st place, taking 2nd and then 1st in our final lobby games, closing out with 15 total lobby points. So, obviously, shout out to everybody who watched today. We're going to do one final Red Bull giveaway. So everyone in chat, if you guys want some Red Bull, type Red Bull in chat. All you have to do is type Red Bull in chat and you will be entered in the giveaway. 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, doesn't matter. Any way you type Red Bull, guys, in chat, you'll be entered to win a 4-pack of Red Bull as we close out the stream. But to everyone who watched, thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed the commentary from myself and Spirits, you can find us at Shonehi and at Spirits on Twitter, as well as, of course, follow Esports Arena. Give us that, drop that follow on our Twitch page, drop your Twitch Prime for us. We love those subscriptions. Get some cool Esports Arena emotes. Also, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever your social media of choices. We host so many tournaments and push out so much content for you guys. If you're esports fans, you definitely want to be following us. There's our champions in chat. Yes, of course. Hentai God, congratulations. Tourney account, you are the GOAT as always. Thinks he can win the tourney and the giveaway. Who knows? He might be. I know. He can't win. He's not even from NA. But there's King Vanilla coming in hot with the Red Bull guys. I'll give everybody another minute or two to type Red Bull in chat. Then we're going to run that giveaway and close out the stream. As I was saying, guys, follow us, all that kind of jazz. If you want to learn more information, head over to esportsarena.com, as that's a great place to find out more information about Series E, which is our really cool semi-professional league that we're starting, that we run for a bunch of various titles, and you can really kind of start your esports experience and esports, I guess, life there. It's, we're that first step, baby. So let's run that. What's up, Pumpkin Butter? That's what I'm talking about. Run the giveaway. Do it. Run it. Who's the winner? King Vanilla. I knew he was going to win, dude. No doubt in my mind that King Vanilla was going to win. He was here all day hanging out with us. Congratulations. I was just going to say he was going to win. Yeah, no surprise at all that King Vanilla won. One of my mods will reach out and get your address information, and I will send you some Red Bull when I go to the office on Monday. So you're welcome. That's going to be it for us today, guys. I hope you enjoyed everything we saw. We are actually running a Valorant tournament on Monday, so go check that out for sure. But nonetheless, thanks for everyone who hung out with us today, and we will see you next week. Peace.
The past 4 years at Esports Arena, we really didn't know what our identity was. We tried our pro tournaments, we tried running content pieces, we tried doing music events, we had our memberships. We realized that the community just always kept coming back for our local tournaments, for every Wednesday night, every Friday night, every Thursday night. So then it hit us. Series E is going to revolutionize the esports industry. You as a competitor now have consistency to come and compete. You get to keep coming back and let it count for something. That opportunity to get paid by Esports Arena, to get paid by a major brand that's helping support this league, this foundation, because so many times the dollars stop at the pro level. They stop there. They never trickle down to the guys like us, the guys that had the dreams, that wanted to make it, to become a pro, but never had that opportunity because they lived in somewhere in Alaska or somewhere in Idaho. No offense, Idaho. I like you guys. You're still cool. Potatoes. But when you don't have that opportunity, like a guy who's from LA or a girl who's from LA or New York or these major cities that have esports tournaments that go all the time, where can you start? Where do you go? Where do you become a pro? How can you do that? How do you get paid? How do you get noticed? How do you get recognized? It doesn't exist. There's not a clear path there. It's a randomized system. You got to be good. Don't get me wrong. You've got to be good and you got to compete. You got to play. But it's hard when you got a full-time job and you got a full-time student. You got bills to pay. You can't commit yourself 100% to esports. Esports Arena wants to change that. We are going to change that. You're going to get $1,000 a month in pay from Esports Arena. We're going to travel you across the country to compete against other people just like you. That's the feeling that I'm looking at that 8-year-old and I'm thinking, man, this person could become a professional gamer, but how? Now they're going to start their path at Esports Arena, and they're going to compete to become that next pro, to become that next influencer, to become that next superstar. They're going to start at Esports Arena. That's what Series E is all about. Opportunity for everyone to be your first step in esports.